High school football is back tonight in Orchard Lake and across the great state of Michigan, as hundreds of schools will strive for a state championship. For the two opposing head coaches on the sidelines tonight, championships and state titles have become the norm. George Porritt has led the Eaglets of Orchard Lake St. Mary's to Titletown 7 times in his illustrious career, an era that spans across 4 decades. Tonight, Porritt begins his farewell tour here on the campus of OLSM, the place he's called home for the last 35 years. Meanwhile, the Oak Park Knights feature a Hall of Fame head coach in Greg Carter. Carter was a part of a dozen state titles while coaching at former rival and CHSL powerhouse St. Martin de Porres. After a winless regular season, the Knights rallied last year to reach the state semifinals. Old school toughness, athletic playmaking, and loads of ground game love. It's all here for you tonight on display in the Prep's inaugural coverage of the Friday Night Clash, driven by the Woodward Sports Network.
85 degrees and a beautiful night at Orchard Lake, Michigan, where tonight we have opening coverage of the Preps presented by Woodward Sports Network, our Friday Night Clash. It's Orchard Lake St. Mary's, it's Oak Park. Matt Derry, glad to be with you. My name's Chad Bush. A beautiful night for football, finally back to real football, and there's a lot at stake here on opening week here on Friday Night Clash.
Chad, great to be with you, and two young teams that really don't know where they are right now, but we're going to find out tonight. You got the veteran George Porritt, of course, retiring after this season, 32 years coaching here at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, and then Oak Park, the miraculous run last year through the state playoffs, now a little bit younger, new quarterback. We'll see how it goes tonight.
St. Mary's and Oak Park both will rely on a heavy ground game. Both are bench bosses. How about it? 14 state titles for Greg Carter, but George Porritt, he's the storyline, his final opening game here at home at Molesky Field. How about George Porritt? 7 state titles, 13 state title appearances, also the athletic director. What else can you say about George Porritt? This crowd's roaring. They're ready. Matt, it finally feels like Friday night football again.
It really does, and with what these kids, Chad, a lot of these guys, the seniors and juniors that were obviously juniors and sophomores last year having to go through. Remember, St. Mary's last 2 games last year were canceled due to COVID. To get an opportunity to get back out here is awesome, and we're going to see what some of these young guys are made of. New quarterbacks on both sides, some new running backs on both sides, but that ground game for St. Mary's, that's going to be a big key tonight just to kind of establish things here at home.
Certainly. We've got a great pregame show coming up for you. We're happy to have coverage, and we're going to have a word from the legend himself, George Porritt. His interview coming up next. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come right back with more from Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Molesky Field right here on the Friday Night Clash. Thanks for hanging out.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Welcome back to Molesky Field in the Friday Night Clash. My name's Chad Bush alongside Matt Derry. Matt, there's a couple of really star-studded players on each side. Not a lot of depth, but there are some players that have made an impact on both sides. Who do we expect to see? Let's start with Oak Park first.
Well, when you talk about what Oak Park brings to the table tonight, they're going to have to run the football behind number 4, Saucony Watson. Remember last year, Watson was kind of their number 2 back, and a kid that you know, even though Davion Prim was their main guy,
right,
Watson got a lot of burn, and the kid can really run. So look for number 4 tonight in white. And then on the defensive side, and really this is a kid that can play just about anywhere on the field for Oak Park, is number 3, Glennie Cross, who is a top 50 player in this state. Teams are after him, Indiana, Arizona State, among others. Excellent punt returner, but a shutdown corner. He's going to be a big key tonight for Oak Park against that St. Mary's passing game. Yes, Chad, St. Mary's will throw the football a little bit more tonight.
They will throw the football. You can look for that. They will also rely on the ground game, and they're going to go to number 2, aren't they, most of the times when they got to find the ground. And they got a linebacker combination of Cannon as well.
Well, we love Jordan Cannon first and foremost. What about Tommy Boss, the running back? Experienced, tough between the tackles, kind of a fullback type that can really grind out some yards. You think he stopped for 2, Tommy Boss will get you 4 or 5 with extra effort. And you're right, on the defensive side, the linebacker Jordan Cannon, excellent football player, can play on both sides as a running back, but also as a linebacker, sideline to sideline guy, number 6, usually flies on defense for the Eaglets.
We got a fun one. Red and black on both sides. Coaching legends on both sides. Power run game. George Port's coming up next. You'll hear from the legend right after this. This is the Friday Night Clash.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Welcome inside the Orchard Lake locker room. We're getting set for the Friday Night Clash. We're here with George Porritt, 32 years as a head coach at Orchard Lake St. Mary, 7 state titles. This year, he announced a couple weeks ago, this will be his last at Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Coach, just talk us through the decision-making and how it became apparent to you that you wanted to retire.
Yeah, it was a tough decision. I love being around the kids, but it's just time, when you do this job long enough, and I just felt that, I put all my time and effort, and I don't want to be any less, and it's a little fight sometimes in the summertime to keep it rolling, and I just think it was the right time for me. Any really big reasons, sometimes I'll say, yeah, I want to see my kids and things like that, true, but the bottom line is, Chad, that it was just, I felt it was the right time, go out on a good note, and, I'm happy, and, I just want to make this a great year for St. Mary's.
George Port's led St. Mary's to many great years, 13 state title appearances for the athletic director and the Hall of Famer in the MHSAA. This is a new team and a new opportunity. I know it's your last and it's very important, just like your first was in 1989. Tell us a little bit about this year and this team and what we can expect to see.
Well, the seniors have worked really, really hard. You're coming off a season that was just different last year, and it was a tough year for everyone. And but these seniors have worked hard since from April on, whenever we could finally get in the weight room, and I'm really pleased with their work ethic, and they're ready to go. We're not a star-studded team, but I think we're a hard-working team, and I think hopefully we're a tough blue-collar team.
This is a matchup between Oak Park and St. Mary's. George Porritt knows the head coach at Oak Park very well. His name's Greg Carter. They used to tango in the Catholic League as DePoras and St. Mary's. You're good friends. Talk about the relationship and talk about a Greg Carter team.
Greg Carter's always got tough football teams, and he's a fun guy. I knowing Greg, I don't know how many years, probably about 28, 27 years. And I just admire what he's done at the places he's gone to, and he's a good friend of mine. I consider Greg a good friend of mine, and I know it's going to be a tough battle on tomorrow night because I know what to expect from his kids, nothing but hard work, toughness.
3 decades for Coach Porritt here at St. Mary's. This has really been the glory years of St. Mary's football under you since 1989. All the state titles but one under Coach Porritt. Talk about what that means to you when you look back at the history, and I know you're not done yet, but you got to glance back. What do you appreciate most?
Appreciate most of the young men that have played for me. I've had a lot of great young men that have played football here, and I'm proud of all of them. Sometimes people ask, what's your best team? I can't tell you. If you wanted to know one of my best teams, it was a team that went 3-6. I was proud of that team as much as any team that's won, because of the 3 games that they won were pretty special games. No, I've been very fortunate to have a lot of great players. Chad, you were one of them, and and I just admire that and the tradition here. Before I got here, we carried it on and we marched ahead a little bit and grew and grew and grew a little bit, and made it fun.
A lot of people don't know this, but Coach Porritt has coached other sports at this school. Aside from being the athletic director, he was the head coach where he won a state title in 2000. He was also the head coach in lacrosse, where he won 2 state titles back-to-back, 97, 98. Lacrosse? You coach lacrosse, Coach? Talk to us about that experience.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know why. I used to watch Brother Rice play down on our property down at the end, and I watched Ambrose down there practice, and I had a couple of interviews, and I just finally went to Mr. Reeside, said, you know what, I think I'm going to give a whirl at this, and that's what I did. And I didn't know too much about what I was doing, but you just got to learn fast, and you take what other aspects you've learned in coaching, basketball or football, and apply it. And same thing. I had good kids to coach.
A lot of fun. This is week 1, and you never know what to expect. Last year was a COVID year. Both you and Oak Park didn't have a great record in regular season. You throw that out anyway, but coming off of last year, what can we expect and what do we know from this team?
Well, you want to get out to a good start. You want to be playing good football. You don't want to, hopefully, the mistakes. You always worry about that and the openers. And that's what I told the team today, that, we got to stay away from mistakes and stay away from silly penalties. And, you got to do things right. And, and that's what you look for first game, doing everything right.
Thanks so much. That's George Port. It's the pregame. It's the Friday night clash. And it's coming up right after this. Coach, thanks so much for your time. Congratulations on really a legendary career.
Thanks, Chad.
There he is, George Port. We're back right after this.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Welcome back to the Friday Night Clash. St. Mary's and Orchard Lake, in Oak Park, rather. My name's Chad Bush alongside Matt Derry. Matt, keys to victory. Let's start first with Oak Park, who possesses the ball here in the first quarter.
Well, we just had a touchback, so Rock Harris and company will start from their own 20, and that's my key. Get the young quarterback comfortable. Lots of run-pass option, RPO, but a new quarterback in Rock Harris replacing last year's starter, James Brunley. Let's see what Rock has in store.
Harris has 2 to the left, 1 to the right. They'll start in a 2-back set, 3 wide receivers. You'll see that most of the game. The throw is completed left side, and Watson is pushed out quickly. Was he, they'll give him a gain of about 3 on that left side. Matt, good job of the outside backers for St. Mary's to use their speed to get outside and force him.
Yeah, Watson on a little shift going out to the outside. Again, you're going to see a lot of movement. But again, you've got a new quarterback in Rock Harris, a junior, but was a backup. And the last couple of years. And now getting an opportunity to get started here against the St. Mary's defense.
Harris was competing with Bishop James, the sophomore who played on JV last year. They both played yesterday in the JV game against St. Mary's. Oak Park coming off a year in which they finished 5-6 a year ago. They were 0-5 in the regular season. And they came back and made it all the way to the semifinals before falling to De La Salle. There's a run right side. This is one of the 4 backs we expect to see for the Knights under first-year head coach Greg Carter in his 11th year.
Great play by Joe Janda, number 55. An anchor on that offensive lineman playing on both sides. At linebacker, you'll see more two-way players, Chad, on this Oak Park team. I'm going to say Hazel Park a couple times. Oak Park team tonight than you'll see on St. Mary's. Big third down here.
Big third down for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Defensive coordinator is Frank Janos. Frank Janos in his 41st year, and he is retiring at the end of the year along with George Port, the head coach for St. Mary's. How about George Port, and what a run it's been. This is his final home game, and
final home opener.
Coach Port excited. His final home opener, that's right. Here we go, third down for Oak Park, and 5 to go from their own 25. Spread formation. Harris in the shotgun. Looks right, has a man, incomplete off the fingertips. Fourth down coming up, unable to haul it in is Glennie Cross, the guy that Matt told you about on the defensive side. We'll also see him on offense. We saw him there.
Yeah, he's going to do a punt returning as well in those duties, but high throw. Bottom line, St. Mary's defense holding a great start for that Eaglets D. A little bit of a high throw here, a little nerves on opening night, and certainly working out some kinks for sure.
So St. Mary's will send back Chubbs Ruckhaber. He'll stand at his own 38. And punting for Oak Park
Charles Gillespie.
Is Charles Gillespie. It is a high punt. And Ruckhaber's going to bobble it and regather it, fumble it again, and Oak Park recovers. Ruckhaber bobbled it, picked it up, and Oak Park has recovered this football at the Orchard Lake 45.
Hold on, we've got the line judge on the near side saying it's St. Mary's football.
I disagree. I see that, but I'm going to tell you, at the end of the day, Oak Park possessed this football. I believe it will be their football. There is a discussion. You're right, Matt. There's confusion right now. This is a coin flip.
Well,
let's see that again.
To me, it looked like the near side. The side judge said The ball's going to Oak Park. The referee behind the play blew his whistle.
Wow. St. Mary's gets a break here.
Huge break. That was a fumble.
So the Eaglets offense here under Don Buchanan, the offensive coordinator in his 26th year. Braden Layden, the quarterback for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Guy that is his first varsity snap right here. No score, just underway. Glad you're with us in our Friday night clash. I'm Chad Bush. He's Matt Derry. Handoff is left side. And the give is to number 22. And that's the big back for St. Mary's. That's Zane Nessen. Well, if that's a number 4 back on the team, that's who got the ball. How about that?
Well, Chad, what are they going to do? They're going to run behind Joe Janda and Anthony Ozog, their left side. The left side of that offensive line for St. Mary's is their strength. Got to run left. It's Young on the other side and not as big. Boy, you put DC Temple next to Janda and Ozog. Look out.
It's Whalen at center. Ozog, one of the captains at left guard. And as Matt mentioned, Janda on the left tackle, a captain. Charlie Collins at right guard and Darryl Rounds at right tackle. St. Mary's only had to get 4. They get 5. It's a first down. This is the ball carrier again is Nessen. And this is a guy that we didn't expect to see. He's like the 4th back in the depth chart. And George Port already throwing out the old bag of tricks early.
You know, we always talk to Len Karshnia, one of the great assistants here at St. Mary's and a legend. And he talks so much about Tommy Boss and Jordan Cannon and some of these other backs, Aiden Boyle. But so far, number 22, Zane Nessen getting a couple of carries of the pill.
All right, first down St. Mary's into Oak Park territory at the 43. Braden Layden under center. He's going to throw it for the first time of his varsity career. Throws downfield, has DC Temple, and he dropped it. That's a drop. And number 88, who's committed to go to Central Michigan to play tight end, lets his team down a bit there. This is a guy that they really like a lot in DC Temple. Earned a scholarship to CMU, Matt. We saw him on the hoops court, but that's a catch he's got to make.
Yeah, the pass was maybe a little bit behind him. I would have loved to have seen Layden throw that a little bit earlier. King made a nice play defensively for Oak Park. Jalen King, the sophomore, to sort of be there. But you're right, maybe not the swiftest offensive play in terms of the pass play to start off here. The run game's been working so far.
Greg Carter and Jamar Jackson are the co-defensive coordinators for Oak Park. There's a handoff up the middle, and this is Aiden Boyle, the kid out of Sin City. And he gets a gain of about 2. And this is a St. Mary's offense that really thinks they can get their ground game going, but it's a senior-laden offensive line, Matt, but there's not a lot of experience up there. There's not a lot of size, but George Port really likes the toughness and thinks that these kids have a chance with the fact they've been together for so long, except they haven't had a lot of reps.
No, they haven't, and again, the key is going to be DC Temple. When we get into these pass situations like right here at 3rd and 9, who's going to guard him?
3rd and 9 from the 42, 4 wide for St. Mary's. Layden rolls right, has a man caught, first down and more. The pass is completed up to number 3, Jake Ruckhaber, and Ruckhaber has a first down. Big catch for Chubbs, move the chains. St. Mary's inside the Oak Park 32.
Great design play there, roll out right, 3 men on the right side. Kind of a zone defense look from Oak Park and gave them some space. That was a nice pitch and catch.
So St. Mary's on the move. The Eaglets a year ago, just 1 win in the regular season, but came out and got a couple of wins in the postseason. There's a handoff left side. This is going to be a power run, and there's a late flag that comes in before the ball carrier is tackled by number 57 for Oak Park. We'll call his name quite a bit. That's the big boy up front, Jalen Stevens.
Senior leader on that D-line, like you mentioned, number 57. Very good player. And we got a face mask here.
Ooh.
Tack on another 15, Chad Bush. Well, that's a nice break for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Moving it on the ground. This is George Port football so far.
Sure is. George Port and Greg Carter very familiar with one another. Carter, of course, the longtime Detroit St. Martin de Porres head coach, where he entered in 1978 as an assistant under Tiny Thompson. And he won 12 titles at de Porres. There's a handoff up the middle. This is Jordan Cannon, who doubles as the linebacker. You'll see a two-way theme more tonight. We'll talk more about that. But Cannon's a guy you featured on the defensive side. We're going to see him a lot on the offensive side too, Matthew.
He can do it all. You know, he really, really is an excellent player, captain on this team. I love what Cole Whalen, Charles Collins, and Darryl Rounds, the guy on the right side, the guys in the center and the right side of the offensive line, like what they're doing too. Not just the guys on the left, but everybody contributing right now, opening up some holes. That's a gain of 5.
And especially under a new quarterback's leadership. Double tight formation, wishbone. Layden from the right hash, hands off left side, has a hole, has some room. Aiden Boyle down inside the 5 and barrels over a defender. Charles Gillespie took that to the red turf. And Aiden Boyle has St. Mary's sniffing end zone early here in the first with 7 minutes left.
They really are establishing their will, Chad, early in this game. Man, oh man, 5, 6, 7, 10-yard chunks on the ground. And boy, this is working out great for George Port and company. Get a stop, 3 and out, and then boom, get the football and jam it down the throats of Oak Park.
St. Mary's knocking on the door at the 4-yard line. Left hash, 6:40 to go. Layden in the wishbone. Handoff, Cannon up the middle. Touchdown, Eaglets! 6-0, St. Mary's. And the George Port season lid lifter has the Eaglets in pay dirt first.
What a statement made by St. Mary's. Get the football, a break on the fumble. Let's not forget, that should have been a fumble. And they take it 50 yards and get a touchdown. That's how you start the season.
At the 6:34 mark, St. Mary's on the board, and here comes the extra point. This is a new
crew.
And everybody.
Tire crew.
That's
new
right.
Snapper, new holder, and the new kicker, Ryan Kirk.
Yep. And here comes the snap and the attempt for the rookie. And that is up, and it is good. That thing almost sniffed Commerce Road. How about it? Extra point good for Ryan Kirk. We'll take a timeout. 7-0 St. Mary's on our inaugural Friday night clash. We're back after this.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
The touchdown drive was 9 plays, 55 yards. It took 6 minutes, and it's Jordan Cannon in the end zone with a 3-yard touchdown run. St. Mary's on top, 7-0. Matt, your thoughts on the first St. Mary's drive of 2021?
So far, so good, Chad. Really playing George Port football with the ground game, which you love to see. And again, the offensive line establishing their will early against a bigger Oak Park D-line.
We'll see how St. Mary's defends this passing attack. Oak Park going to swing it right side. They got their guy, Bo Miller. Bo Miller has some room along the right side. Bust it, but there's a flag down before Miller is hauled down. And this one's coming back, right?
Swing pass to Miller, had room, but James Blaylock was holding the Orchard Lake St. Mary defender. The wide receiver, so I think this is coming back. And that is indeed the call. Legal use of the hands on Blaylock.
And we'll get another look at this. I do want to talk about Bowanda Bo Miller. We won't call him Bowanda again. It's Bo Miller. And that's why he makes plays like that. This is a guy that is very versatile. Their top wide receiver, very explosive. And we see it there against a very athletic St. Mary's secondary.
Yeah, you know, the best unit on the field, there's 2. St. Mary's running backs and the defensive backfield, the secondary for Oak Park.
That's right.
But so far, what we've seen is some good pressure by that St. Mary's D-line. And, Blaylock had to hold on the outside in order to spring Miller right there. Nice contained by Carlson for St. Mary's.
The key to this game, Matt, you have to think is the run game with what both coaches want to do. And in week 1 with 2 inexperienced quarterbacks, you're just waiting for that pass to pop, right?
Oh, yeah.
We know that's not the play for these teams, but you get the feeling something big's going to pop on play action soon. Oak Park's backed up here. It's 1st and 19. Harris in the shotgun, in trouble. Pressure. Steps up, wants to run it left side, and is chopped down at about the 15. It'll be a gain of about 4 on the play. Or no, is he back to the original line of scrimmage? And Owen Teichner coming up from that outside linebacker spot to make that play. Teichner with some blood lineage. Mike McCarthy, his uncle I played with back in the day. Teichner they like a lot at that outside backer position. A guy that has some speed and flexibility to play in the secondary too.
Are we going to talk about your career here at St. Mary's tonight? Former captain, Chad Bush.
While we have a moment and to divert from that, let's get to the starters for Oak Park. Let's meet their starters.
Wait a minute. We got looks like a late hit or a face mask after the play.
All right. The starters, we told you up front, Rock Harris, Durante Harris. Scooney Watson is the senior running back and their number 1 back. Jatwan Allen also will get carries along with Darnell Boone. The backs, Bo Miller, Javion Jennings, and James Blaylock. As you've seen tonight, Glennie Cross also will get in that mix. And up front, this is one of their strengths. Landon Banks, Eric Allison, Alex Jones, DeMontevello Robinson, and Jalen Stevens, all a solid offensive line.
I like their center so far, Alex Jones, 54, very strong.
Yep.
Push people around.
They did lose Rashawn Benny last year, of course, one of the top-rated players. There's a throw right, and Glennie Cross is whacked to the ground. It was a late whistle to see if he went down, but that is St. Mary's number 20, their cornerback, Anderson Carlson, who has great closing speed. He made the play there on a kid that was hung out to dry.
He was, and some of those plays, sometimes you cringe and go, don't lead with your helmet. Carlson led with his shoulder, short gainer, nice play. And, Glennie Cross, he's had a tough time in the flat on a couple of pass plays already tonight. That kid's special.
Deontay Allen, former All-American at Orchard Lake St. Mary's, is their defensive backfield coach. He played for George Porritt. And Deontay really raved about his secondary. He said, hey, look, we're not going to get a lot of smoke early on. We don't think people think we're going to be good, but we think we are. And he really likes Carlson and also his other corner in Brennan Boshenik.
This is not exactly a hurry-up offense. This is the longest I can remember between plays for anybody.
4:20 left. 2nd and 5 from their own 35. 7-0 St. Mary's in the first quarter. Harris hands off left side. This is Allen. Allen scoots across and has the best gainer of the day for Oak Park. And it's a gain that gets him across midfield into St. Mary's territory. That's a Cooney Watson, a coach's dream. 3.7 GPA, quiet leader, a number 2 back last year. Matt, he's ready for the prime time now.
I'll tell you one thing. You talk about Watson. If not for having to play behind Davion Prim, who's just such a beast. And
now at Michigan State now?
And getting some burn and doing well in their training camp as one of the freshmen.
Look at you with training camp twib notes.
I've got a couple of East Lansing peeps, CWPFs, as our buddy Rob Parker used to say. But he's done a nice job, Prim, at MSU. But those are big shoes to fill. But Watson is a guy with experience.
Jennings wide right. Harris remains under center. We might see the sophomore Bishop James at some point. Handoff left side again, and nothing doing there. OLSM's Tommy Boss comes up to make a nice little smooch.
I mean, they're riding Watson right now, and why not? A lot of run-pass stuff, RPO, and so far it's just been a straight ground game. Going left behind some of those big uglies up there. And nice play by Tommy Boss, the running back / linebacker, to pursue.
Let's meet the starters for St. Mary's. Up front, the defensive end, DC Temple, the captain. We told you about him and his pass rushing abilities, committed to Central Michigan. Charlie Collins is the D tackle. Tommy Boss, who you saw there, is at D tackle. He's a running back and D tackle. Anthony Kiafoulis and Ben Meath will split the defensive end duties. Teichner at one of the outside backer spots. Nesson at the other outside backer. Jordan Cannon, the captain, and a Division I player. Joe Janda, a captain as well in the middle. And Boshenik and Carlson are the corners. Crockett and Everett are the safeties. Pressure in the backfield, and we got a TFL by OLSM. Joe Janda disrupting things. Negative play, 3rd and long now. How about that?
Janda in there, Nesson in there. Really nowhere for the quarterback to go. I mean, he was stuffed. He had nowhere to go. Was Rock Harris. Decided to run RPO, but this time keep it himself. Nice contain. Are we not using a play clock tonight?
I'm not sure how that's all working. I can't
Literally
keep up.
3 minutes between plays here.
Take another look at that. And you see St. Mary's with a pressure. This is two teams. We talked about George Porritt, the legend who's retiring at the end of the year, and Greg Carter in their history. But they've only met one other time, Matt.
Makes no sense.
With Carter at Oak Park the last 11 years.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. 3rd and 15 here, and we got a timeout on the field.
It's delay a game. I mean, I understand that the play clocks are not working on the end zones for some odd reason, but I've never seen anything like this in high school football or any football where literally in between every play, Oak Park's taking like a minute and a half.
Yeah. Well,
it's a delay. Easy call.
We talked off air, Matt, about new quarterbacks and who would be able to implement their newest quarterback the smoothest and who would have the seamless transition. And I think that's a part of it. Communication, new quarterbacks. Also, Oak Park did not have school this past week, so there's kids showing up that weren't, there's some things. And week one's always chaos, no matter what. But when you got a new quarterback, and you're right, this pace is not helping Oak Park.
No, not at all.
It's helping St. Mary's, I believe. You're right. 3rd and 20 from their own 40, Oak Park. Back to pass. The rookie with a big responsibility here. Heat-seeking missile from behind. The loft pass up for grabs and intercepted. Picked off by Carlson. Anderson Carlson with a pick, and the senior has the first turnover of the year for St. Mary's.
Rock Harris was in big trouble. Keofolis was all over him, had to get rid of it. Kind of an arm punt, a little bit, almost like, hey, it's 3rd and 22, let me throw it up and get a PI.
Sure.
Pass interference, and instead, Carlson making like a center fielder back there, like Derek Hill, the Tigers. Just waited for it, made the play, and St. Mary's gets the football back.
I like it. Speaking of baseball, we'll build on that theme. We're going to have the baseball team will be honored at halftime. And we'll have our own Sam Stick Day.
You did not call them the proper name. That's the state championship baseball team.
National champion.
So there you go.
Back to pass, Layden in trouble. Evades a rusher, but not the second, and that's trouble. Down he goes. And that is one of their best. And they really like the defensive end, Darrell Washington. A guy that we'll see a lot two-way, but this is a long, lean guy that reminds them a lot of the guy from last year, Marlon Dawson, who's at Miami of Ohio.
Well, this is interesting. Braden Layden lost his helmet.
Oh.
So here comes the freshman, Antoine Thomas, to play quarterback, at least for one play.
Antoine Thomas will check in. This is a freshman that St. Mary's really likes, and the crowd's going to get hyped. And he'll come in at quarterback. This is an electric kid, number 4.
The JV players and below us just went nuts when they saw Antoine come on the field.
So Antoine Thomas, an explosive athlete, out there in the shotgun. And we got a whistle and we got a timeout by George Porritt. We got a break at the end of the first quarter. So with that break, we're going to take a brief timeout. And when we come back, Bob Piles, the headmaster of Orchard Lake St. Mary's, will talk to Sam Stick Day. We're back after this. 7-0 St. Mary's.
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. High school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
You okay?
The energy is so great, the culture here, it's really great to see, and it's great to be back, I tell you.
Yeah, and it's not only the stands that you guys are going to be building on, you're building on this campus as well, some new buildings to go with some of the old buildings that have been here since the 1800s. Lots of big things happening at Orchard Lake St. Mary's.
There's a lot of great things happening. Our enrollment has increased quite a bit, and we're building the facilities to have that and the resources, and we're really moving forward. Really exciting time.
Awesome, and this is your second year as headmaster, correct?
Oh, this is my fourth.
Your fourth year. Well, congratulations. So you've seen an entire class all the way through.
This will be my entire class.
So these kids on the field are special to you.
Absolutely. Oh, they all are.
Yeah. But, you know, the first one's always special. So thank you so much for your time. Enjoy the season and enjoy Orchard Lake St. Mary's. You're doing a great job from everything I hear.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Take care, man.
Yeah, class of 99 here, so
all right,
good luck, buddy. It's been a great game so far. OLSM up 7-0 beginning second quarter.
All right, thank you, Stick. Appreciate that very much. Thank you, Bob Piles. He's the headmaster at Orchard Lake St. Mary's and an amazing human being, and what a great job he's done at St. Mary's as the headmaster. And we talked about that the new building going up, Matt. It's just magnificent. They've broken ground. They're putting things up. You can't say enough about what Todd Covert, the CEO, and Bob Piles have put together here at St. Mary's with all their building planning on the most beautiful campus in the state of Michigan, for sure.
Oh, for sure. Great spot, of course, establishing the women's program, the girls program here in its second year as well. A lot on the plate, certainly, of those gentlemen. They've done a fantastic job. So 2 missed throws, one by Thomas, one by Layden Chad, as Stick was talking, and now first punt of the night for St. Mary's.
All right, the punt is up, and this is a solid one by a new punter. This is Noah Audia. It takes an Oak Park bounce, and it'll be swallowed up at about the 49. And that one's swallowed up by a special teams guy and Victor Giller, a guy that plays basketball as well. 11:41, we're just underway in the second quarter. My name is Chad Bush. He's Matt the Diesel Derry. Sam Stick Day on sidelines. No Joey Namath tonight. He will be on sidelines in week 3, but we're happy to have Stick on sidelines. Matt here. We've got a wonderful crew. We're thankful to be here. This is our first broadcast of the season, our first Friday night Clash series, and we are excited and very proud to have Woodward Sports Network, our presenting sponsor.
It's going to be a busy fall, thanks to the folks at Woodward Sports, of course, and certainly Stick and Joey, like you mentioned, Chad Johnson, that whole crew. And, man, let's do this every Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You bet. Glad you're with us as well, Matt. 48-yard line, Oak Park football. It's been rock all the way at quarterback. Harris throws it right side, and this one's going for a negative play. Right there to swallow it up is Deuce. That's Zane Nesson, who we've called a lot tonight. Great pursuit on that Eaglet defense. A loss of a few.
Got a flag down. I don't know if it's a hold or if we have a
we're going to see the replay right now, and I don't know either, Matt. It looked up like a
face mask maybe. Let's see.
Yeah.
Bo Miller made the catch. It was actually a lateral. That was a backwards pass. That'll go down as a negative run play. This officiating crew is talking about it right now.
Yeah, original line of scrimmage was the 49, and the officials are going to mark this back.
Yeah, looks like a hold.
And George Port's going to decline this thing. Next week, now we got a
pass interference offense. So Miller with a push off apparently. Go ahead, Chad. Next week.
Let's get a look at the instant replay. Next week we are at Birmingham Groves. And it's Birmingham Groves hosting their rival, Southfield A&T, the newly formed Southfield A&T.
That's right.
Combination of Lathrop and Southfield High.
Wiley E. Groves,
Yes, sir.
famous alumni, including the great Jennifer Hammond.
I did not know that.
Too many men on the field against Oak Park. Looks like 12 men on the offense, Chad.
Well, the ref wanted to throw it again.
There you go.
You need reps and throwing the flag, too. A couple tosses.
Legal substitution, so push them back another 5.
Yeah.
Very sloppy start. Chad, you and I talked about it off air before the game.
Yeah.
Oak Park, over the last couple of years, and it started last year when they lost their first 5 games, you looked on paper and you went, man, Brunley and Prim, how are they 0-5? And I know it was COVID and players were out and everything else. But they played sloppy.
Yeah.
They cleaned it up. They went on that long win streak and won 5 in a row.
Yep.
But tonight they made some mistakes.
Yeah, if you're St. Mary's, you realize that Greg Carter's over there, and he's going to brew something up at halftime. 7-0 game right now, though, and Oak Park is on the game's 3rd offensive drive.
Second and 21.
2nd and 21, they'll mark this back at the 38-yard line. St. Mary's showing pressure. They bring Cannon. And the run up the gut is snuffed out. Gain of about 2 or 3 before the running back is
Kamari Blount, the senior, getting an opportunity. Well, St. Mary's has been very stout, haven't they, Chad? They've rotated guys in and out. It's a hot night, so you're seeing some depth on that Eaglet defense.
And that's the one thing, Matt, that was talked about by both coaches is that, number one, this is week 1, so kids are going to be winded. It's 90 degrees all week. It's hot today. It's smuggy. And there's not a lot of depth. Both Oak Park and St. Mary's both saying, hey, look, we're used to having a lot of depth, man.
Yep.
This year, we got a lot of guys going 2 ways. So that combination of things, you wonder who's in better condition.
We're going to find out.
We'll find out. But the errors and the penalties have really cost Oak Park early.
And if you're St. Mary's and they go arm punt again, no pass interference. Play the ball. Play the ball.
Back to pass with time. In trouble now, and a fling forward. And that's a legal play, and that's a smart play by the quarterback to get rid of it. That is very legal. Kiafoulis coming with some pressure off the corner for St. Mary's. Pass incomplete. It's 4th and 20, Matt Derry.
So Anthony's done a nice job. You mentioned Kiafoulis coming off the edge. That's twice now. He's been able to beat the tackle and really disrupt things. And right now, this Oak Park offense searching for an identity. Really the best thing they did all night was give the ball to Saucony Watson, but if they're 2nd and long, 3rd and long, those are going to be forced passing situations for this Oak Park Knights team.
Yeah, and you hope you get a clean snap here. Oak Park was concerned about their snaps and special teams.
Oh, geez.
Glennie Cross, a great athlete back there, and he gets it away. And this is a high banger. Chubbs Ruckhaber going to call for the fair catch at the 15. And that's a great punt by Glennie Cross, a guy that has 15 offers and is a high major player and the highest rated player in this game.
That was unbelievable. There was a lot of pressure there. And he was able to get that off. That was nearly blocked. But if you're St. Mary's now, you figure, Chad, 9:38 left in the second. How about 5 minutes of just good, hard-nosed running the football and keep your defense off the field? That'd be nice.
It's getting hyped here. How about the St. Mary's student section below? We were here last year, Matt. It was a morgue in here.
There was parents only.
This thing is erupting today. It's a red swarm storm in Orchard Lake. What a great night for football. Glad you're with us. 9:38 to go. St. Mary's left to right. And we've got a give up the gut. And this one's going to go to touchdown Tommy Boss, a guy that you'll see. This is a guy that's kind of the poster child of St. Mary's football this year, a guy that's been in the program 3 years. He's had a lot of success, a leader, a guy that we've seen on the basketball court, and also baseball kid as well.
One of the reasons why I was named one of the captains, along with Jordan Cannon, of course, and Anthony Ozog, Joe Janda, and D.C. Temple. Those 5 make up the captains for this season. Good leadership. And St. Mary's off to a good start here, up 7-0.
Layton turns and gives, and fighting forward to get back to the original line of scrimmage is Jake Ruckhaber, a guy they call Chubbs.
You talked about the student section, Chad, going nuts. The one thing that concerns me in the front row is our man, Kareem Rozier, point guard to the Stars for St. Mary's. Nobody get him injured.
Is he down there riling them up?
He's like in a mosh pit down there in the front.
Kareem just picked up a couple Division I offers this week by Toledo and Duquesne.
Yeah, very nice. Let's make sure he's okay down there.
Right.
They're having fun.
I'm sure Todd Covert's got one eye on that red swarm.
The dream.
3rd and 3 for St. Mary's. From their own 23. Big third down for this Oak Park defense. Slant over the middle and knocked down and nearly picked off by the outside backer, Darnell Boone, the middle backer.
He jumped that route, D.C. Temple over the middle. I like the play call. Layden put it out there. And a nice recovery by that linebacker, Darnell Boone, to break that up. He catches that. It might be 6 points.
So Jamar Jackson's defense gets the stop they needed. And now Glennie Cross, one of the most electric players in this game, will go back to receive this kick. He's part of that track program for Oak Park. They've got 10-plus players that are runners or throwers on the team.
It's stacked. It's absolutely stacked.
Yep, they have a nice program between those two. And this is a punt that's short. And this is trouble for St. Mary's.
Oh, come on.
Uh-oh. Oak Park's going to pick it up. That's a smart play
Very
by number
smart
17, Jalen King. And he just picked it up and ran with it, saved himself perhaps 10 yards.
Jeez, that was unbelievable.
Back to that Oak Park track team. They won the OAA league meet last year. Glennie Cross and Josh Flake, a big part of it. Glennie won the 300 at regionals, the 4x1, the 4x2, and he won the state championship in the 300 hurdles.
You got a lot of track stars. A lot of times those are also football players, receivers, defensive backs. You mentioned Flake, a very good corner. Cross, who can play both corner and safety.
Yeah.
Some really good athletes in that secondary for Oak Park.
That is their strength, no doubt.
Now, if you're Oak Park, you're running the football. You really can't. You haven't had success in the air. You got a young quarterback. But you got a guy in Coney Watson, number 4, and flanked by Jatwan Allen. Get them the football if you're OP.
Yeah. We'll see what they do here. 2-back set, 3 wide receivers for Adam Carter, the offensive coordinator, and the son of head coach Greg Carter. He graduated from DePores back in 2001. Former Wisconsin Badger and Wayne State Warrior under Paul Winters. I actually broadcasted him his senior year at Wayne State as the former voice at my alma mater.
Little quarterback keeper there. Trying anything to get Rock Harris some confidence. He really has not been able to throw the football very well. And that time I decided to run a little counter play and keep it with the quarterback. A good defense again by St. Mary's and those guys in the middle kind of clogging things up a little bit.
I asked Adam Carter, their offensive coordinator, what they liked about the young man Harris, and he did like the ball he throws. He says he is a passer. He's not a runner. This is not a guy that's comfortable running. He is a pocket passer. So there you see it there, and that's a good-looking ball going downfield for Miller, and it is broken up down there by St. Mary's number 1, Tyler Crockett, the safety, in coverage against Miller. Also some help down there, Matt, was Anderson Carlson. Well covered.
Was well covered, kind of a jump ball going to their horse. You mentioned before, Bo Miller. That was a design play, good protection up front. Charles Collins has been disruptive tonight so far for St. Mary's. They blocked him on that play. Stepped up in the pocket, but 2 against 1 and not a great throw.
Yep.
And it's a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10. Could be 2 down territory for Oak Park. Could be.
Again, Harris, the quarterback, played yesterday in Oak Park's JV football win. They played both their quarterbacks, Bishop James and Durante Rock Harris, yesterday in Oak Park's JV football win over St. Mary's in Oak Park.
James, a sophomore. I think we're going to see him at some point tonight.
St. Mary's freshman beat Southfield A&T yesterday. Oak Park doesn't have a freshman. There's a dump pass to Miller and overshot. Thanks to the pressure coming from D.C. Temple, Harris had nowhere to go with it.
And Harris is down. He took a shot from both Temple and Brendan Dean. And boy, they had a lot of room to run. If he can hit Miller on the run there,
oh yeah,
that's a first down and more. It has not been a good night so far for number 11, Rock Harris.
And you can't say enough about the game plan defensively that George Porritt and his defensive coordinator Frank Janos in his 41st year have designed for Oak Park. And it's been masterful.
Gillespie here in the punt. A little confusion right now.
And what do we have here? Oak Park is in punt formation. And
the clock is down.
Charles Gillespie is the guy that's their punter. He's also a very good athlete, so you got to have an eye. The scoreboard's down, so that's always awesome. That always helps a broadcast.
It's opening night for everybody.
Yeah, we'll get it right. We'll have fun. We're all in this together. Let's go in the dark, shut our eyes, and talk.
That's right. How about Gino's tonight?
Oh, Gino's Pizzeria in Kego Harbor, serving our crew of 16 people tonight. Some fabulous, and I mean off the charts, fall on your face chicken parm.
That's right.
We had Mastacholi was killer. I mean, that's Mrs. Santia's recipe now. And I've had that, thankfully, since the late 80s.
Shout out to Jamie Jansen.
But our crew's getting a piece of what's going on.
Yeah.
Jamie Jansen, whatever you want to call her, just don't call her late for dinner. She was able to bring us this Geno's. Thank you, Jamie.
She brought the noise.
She brought the noise, brought the food. Jamie, our associate producer, Pat Bush on stats up here, a wonderful camera crew. We'll get to all the crew before we're said and done. It's your producer, Travis Childress, co-producing this with Alex Westfall. They're doing a great job tonight. Gillespie punts. It's end over end, and that's going to fall into the end zone. And we'll keep it here and talk a little more about George Porritt. What can you say? This is a man that has done so much for this school, this era, and you heard from him in the pregame show, of football success at St. Mary's has all been under the George Porritt era. What a tenure it's been in his 35th year at Orchard Lake St. Mary's and 32nd year as a head coach. And one of my mentors, I played for him in the 90s, and I could just tell you that you don't get to a state final 13 times without doing the right thing. And Coach Porritt does the right things. And what a fearless leader and a guy that this school will forever be thankful and will never forget. George Porritt, who will retire at the end of this year. This is his final home game.
7 state titles, Chad. You know, the infamous Cunningham touchdown catch in 2016 in the state title game will go down as one of the greatest plays, maybe the greatest play in school history. And it was all George. You know, he and his staff have done such a fantastic job. They've kept that identity.
Yes.
Kids in the classroom, getting good grades, graduating, and, of course, this wing offense with the 3 backs.
Yep.
And it's working tonight. Look at that.
Sure is. Aiden Boyle up the gut. That's an explosive run. And a first down run for 5 for Boyle. He's one of about 4 or 5 backs that St. Mary's will throw out there. George Porritt all-time at St. Mary's, 330 wins and 180 losses. State titles, Matt told you 7. That's in football. Coach Porritt has state titles in other sports. He has 1 in basketball. They went 28-0 that year in 2000. That was 1 state title in another sport. He had 2 state titles in lacrosse.
How about that?
97 and 98. Handoff up the middle, nothing doing there. Strong presence down low by DeMontevello Robinson on that D-line. It's a stout D-line. St. Mary's has found some cracks tonight, Matt, at times.
Yeah, you know, Washington also another guy that can really play for this Oak Park team. And you mentioned DeMondre Smith a couple times tonight. They've got a big D-line. We talked about it. The Orchard Lake St. Mary's offensive line, a little bit undersized this year, going up against a big Oak Park D-line, but 5 against 4 and establishing your will. So far, so good for the Eaglets, up 7-0 here.
Sure is. Handoff right side, and that one's converged on quickly and chopped down. And that's a big fellow we met with earlier this week, DeMondre Smith, a junior, who's disruptive on that defensive line. I want to get back to, you talked about the offensive line, Matt, and the guys up there, Joe Janda, Anthony Ozog, Cole Whalen, Charles Collins, and Daryl Rounds. I mean, these guys all playing together really for the first time, despite all being upperclassmen, seniors.
And you throw in last year where the
the
season was disrupted. You had games canceled. They only played 6 games. Big third down here. If you're Oak Park, you get a stop. I would assume they would try to call a timeout here. The clock down. I believe we're under 2 minutes here in the first half.
Layden rolling right. Got a man. That's caught. It's DC Temple and a first down across the 40 to the 42. Move the chains. A Layden conversion to Temple. And here come the Eaglets on their red turf.
I hate to be a negative guy, but Chad, how many times did we see that last year? How about none?
Right.
Just the quarterback play last year was just not great. And tonight, what we're seeing from this junior and Braden Layden is, just an improved ball, good footwork there, and a nice, easy throw to the big fella, DC Temple.
4:15 left in the first half and a running clock. Layden turns, gives Ruckhaber, going to lose a couple. That ain't going to work. Not against that front.
Jannard King, the linebacker, too, got in there.
Jannard King bringing the heat. No relation to the other King on the outside, a Jalen King. But they really do like Jannard King, one of the team captains, and a guy that got some time last year. He got moved up late from JV. Track guy, does hurdles, and a smart guy, 3.5. Greg Carter said, Chad, I have more smart guys this year than I've ever had. He goes, I got a lot of smart guys. I like that. I said, well, I see why you like that. That makes sense. Aiden Boyle again, who's been gifted the most carries here tonight. Boyle in his second year gets up to the 48. Again, no scoreboard clock, so we're trying to keep it, but we're around 3.5 minutes. This is St. Mary's offense, isn't it? And this is not what George Port wakes up at night thinking about. This is what he wants.
He loves it. And now at 3rd and 5, it's a manageable 3rd and 5 for Layden, the quarterback. And again, you see DC Temple in the slot on the right side. Looks like George wants a timeout. Somebody was not lined up properly. Actually, we have a flag before the timeout. What do we got?
I don't know. Good question.
George called time.
Yeah, not sure. We're going to step aside here with 2:31 to go. 7-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's. We'll take a timeout. This is the Friday Night Clash.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
7-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's. He's Matt Derry. My name is Chad Bush. Sam Stick Day is our sideline reporter. He will talk to Brock Porter, an All-American and an expected first-round draft pick in next year's Major League Baseball draft. He just played out in San Diego at the perfect game, All-Star game, along with 2 of his teammates. So we're looking forward to that at the front end of halftime. And then Brock will join his team and his coach for that celebration. 2:31 left. Our scoreboard's working. 3rd and 10. Layden back to pass at his own 40. Has pressure, steps up, and trouble, and down he goes. No, ball's loose. Ball's loose and picked up. Fumbles loose. Oak Park has it. Demayon Baisley knocks it loose and jumps on it inside the St. Mary's 30. And Oak Park has life with 2:20 to go, looking to tie this thing up before the break.
So the officials whistled the play dead way too fast back in the first quarter after Oak Park's first possession and the fumble by Ruckhaber.
That's right.
This time they let it go, and maybe that's one of those where you tell Layden, just get down and take the sack. Yep. He eluded about 3 or 4 guys, but on the 5th try, the ball popped loose, like you mentioned.
Well,
Baisley made the play, and boy, the best field position of the night, Chad, inside the 30 for OP.
And that's something that the former quarterback himself, George Porritt, who prepped at Clarkston and played at Hillsdale. Hillsdale's put him in their Hall of Fame. By the way, George Porritt in the Michigan High School Football Coaches Hall of Fame was honored last year. And he's also in the Catholic League Hall of Fame. That was about 15 years ago. And Coach Porritt was also the National Coach of the Year, honored by the Army. So he's had a lot of accolades. He'll talk to Braden Layden about ball security at some point on a nice Sunday practice. Handoff left side. Oak Park with some momentum, and Oak Park with maybe their second best run of the game as they chop up 5 yards on first with 2:10 to go. But we got a player down and a timeout on the field.
Oh, man.
And
Jalen,
who is this,
That's
Matt?
the big guy, Jalen Stevens. Watson got about 5 yards, but it looks like Stevens, somebody rolled up on his knee or leg, and he is in a lot of pain. That is best lineman on this team, both on the offensive and the defensive side for the Knights.
Well, Coach Port has coached several outstanding players. Maybe one of the best is Allen Robinson, who played for Coach Port in the 2000 era. And Allen Robinson, this quote says it all, and I'll let you read it yourself. The current Chicago Bear, former Penn State Nittany Lion, and former Eaglet, Allen Robinson. He was a star on the basketball court, too. I don't know if you remember, Matt, but Allen Robinson was quite the hooper. They had some decisions to make there, and Joe Pa scooped him up and says, nuh-uh, you're not playing basketball here. You're going to play some football, and we're going to make you a star, and that's exactly what he has become.
Yep.
in professional, and he's a guy that's given back. His mother Tracy works here as well.
Yep.
Allen Robinson, one of the guys that this school loves to highlight and should. He's the centerpiece of this school, and he loves George Port.
And you know, it's one of those things where Allen remembers where he came from. He just got a 1-year contract, re-upped with the Bears, took the offer. He's going to get an enormous next contract after
He's
this
ready.
season.
Is he in line to get paid pretty good?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And he's just a great player, but he's an even better person. And he credits a lot of that to the 4 years he spent here playing for George. You know, guys go off to the league, they credit their wide receivers coach or whatever. Anytime Allen is interviewed, he always talks about George Port. And this is a scary scene right here with Jalen Stevens. He has not moved much. It's either the left or the right knee, I think. Something with the leg.
Well, we have a moment. I want to revisit the St. Mary's and DePorres series. We told you Greg Carter it was the former head coach and the last head coach at Detroit St. Martin DePorres. And St. Mary's and DePorres were big-time rivals through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. DePorres closed in 2005. And DePorres football was raised by a man by the name of Tiny Thompson. And he in 1978 brought in Greg Carter, a guy who was fresh off of getting cut from Jim Leland and the Detroit Tigers in Double-A Montgomery. Greg Carter, who was a catcher, came up, and Coach Thompson said, Greg, I want you to come over. Why don't we talk about something you could do? And Coach says, okay, I'll come. And so there was the first week of football practice, and Coach Thompson says, yeah, come on up. I'll introduce you. I want you to talk to my kids. Just kind of about your experience. You're a Detroit legend. You went to McKenzie, Tigers, all. So he starts to talk, and Coach Thompson gave a nice speech of what was going to happen this week. And he says, and by the way, I want to introduce you to your new JV football coach, Greg Carter.
Oh, wow.
And Greg Carter's like, Coach, I didn't come here to take a JV football job. So all of a sudden, Thompson had himself an assistant, and an assistant that from 1978 to 1995, when Thompson would die, sadly, 3/4 of the way into the season. And it was Greg Carter's show after that. St. Mary's and DePorres in the series all time. St. Mary's leads 11-8, but St. Mary's won 9 of the last 10 matchups. And in the St. Mary's DePorres matchups with Porritt and Carter head-to-head, Porritt with a 9-3 record against Carter, 6-1 against Carter, 3-2 against Thompson. So George Porritt, between 89 and 2003, quite had his way with DePorres and Coach Carter, but they had battles and they respect each other.
Oh, for sure.
Both coaches in the Hall of Fame.
Yep.
And it's just a really good love fest between these two, mutual respect. And St. Mary's was sad when DePorres closed. They really were. So the player on the field that's injured and down is Jalen Stevens, a senior defensive lineman and offensive lineman, as Matt mentioned.
They're going to bring the card out.
Yeah, this is Kelly Garbig. This is the trainer for St. Mary's. And Kelly does a great job for St. Mary's.
Get the hatch down, and unfortunately, Jalen's going to be heading to the hospital is my guess here.
Yeah.
He's got the big guy got rolled. Looked like his leg got rolled out, under him during that run play. He's not putting any pressure on that right leg at all.
Yeah, it looks like lower right leg, Matt.
Could be a knee.
Man.
Yep, that's a very big loss. Crowd here, and he's in so much pain. Man, you hate to see it.
Let's get you updated on some stats. St. Mary's so far in this first half with 2:09 to go leads at 7-0. Oak Park has the football. But St. Mary's in this game has 91 yards out of 23 plays. Oak Park has only run 16 plays in this game. And, Matt, they've been held to just 30 yards of total offense.
How about that?
So,
done a great job so far. You got to give St. Mary's credit. I mean, outside of some of the issues they've had, certainly a couple of fumbles and everything else. But so far, the defense has played well. They stepped up to the challenge. Now a big 2nd and 4. And an opportunity to get it done.
Stick with us at halftime. Sam Day will have Brock Porter and then the St. Mary's State and National Championship baseball team ceremony to follow. As the St. Mary's cheerleaders getting things fired up down here as well. It's odd to see cheerleaders, but it's wonderful to see cheerleaders for St. Mary's. Clock rolling, we're under 2 minutes. 22-yard line, second down and 4. Handoff right side, and Matt, they did not get the first down, and the decision-making coming up here for Greg Carter on a third down play.
It'll be interesting to see if they put Rock Harris in a passing situation right now. Clock running, a minute and a half to go. You got plenty of time. Got your timeouts. Harris gets the play call from his offensive coordinator. Let's see where they go with it. But so far, what's been working for St. Mary's is everything on the inside. Oak Park's had some receivers open out on the perimeter, but Harris has not been able to hit them.
3rd and 3 with 1 minute, 3 seconds left. In the shotgun with 2 wide receivers to the right in a double tight formation. And now we get another flag, and it's delay of game. Are you kidding me?
I know that the play clocks aren't working. I get that. But you gotta have a little bit of an awareness. And if you're the coaching staff on the sideline, nobody's jumping up and down saying, get the play off, get the play off.
Yep. So it's a 3rd and 8 from their own 26. St. Mary's in the lead 7-0. It's a running clock with 29 seconds left. Oak Park has to hustle. They do have all 3 timeouts. Back to pass, crossing route. Bo Miller caught near the first down, tackled short. Good tackle by Owen Teichner in coverage.
We'll take a timeout. That's 17 seconds left. They used their first timeout.
You surprised they let the clock run down, or was it maybe just
stunning? I don't know what they're doing. I mean, this is about the second or third time I've said it, Chad. This is a very well-coached Oak Park team. I know there's a new quarterback, and it's the first game, but this is a 2-minute offense. You got to hurry up. Now, 17 seconds left and 2 timeouts. You're going to have to take a couple of shots into the end zone.
Oak Park, we do not expect to see a field goal from. Glennie Cross would be the kicker, but they don't feel comfortable that way. And 4th and 2, they're obviously going to go for it. But you also got to watch maybe Oak Park trying to get smart here and wise with some things on cadence.
Well, I like that crossing route with Miller.
Yeah.
That has worked. That was really the first time, though, that Rock hit him in stride. But to me, I would be trying to get him in space. Speed and space for number 7 in white.
4th and 2 from the 20. Oak Park trying to get a couple yards to stay alive. Led by their first-year quarterback, Rock Harris, from the right hash.
And again, they get a first down, Chad. The clock will stop.
Watson to his right, and there it is. I was thinking a cadence was coming, and they drew St. Mary's off sides, move the chains. Oak Park with a smart play.
Well, that's a big head bob that D.C. Temple bought. Sometimes the officials will say you can't do that, but instead they catch DC for encroachment. And the clock again is down on the scoreboard, but it's 17 seconds left. But every play that Oak Park's running now, Chad, first down or not, they should be calling a timeout.
Mm-hmm.
We've got 2 of them left.
We don't know how much time's left. The scoreboard's down again.
17 seconds.
17 seconds. Right hash. Handoff up the middle to Watson. Watson barrels his way down to the 10. Timeout. So, timeout. We don't know how much time. We think there's about 10 seconds.
9 seconds.
9 seconds left. So, you got what? How much time?
Two plays.
Okay.
2 plays because you have a timeout left. This is their second timeout that they've used. Give Oak Park credit. I mean, I guess they didn't want St. Mary's getting the ball back no matter what, but Chad, they're going to get 2 cracks at the end zone right now. But if they run the football, they better get down.
Yep.
If you're St. Mary's, maybe pull like what the Lions did last year with Todd Gurley, and it was Gurley that slid down. Keep him up. Now, don't let him get in the end zone.
Right. Now, wait a minute. Did you just say St. Mary should do something the Lions did last year?
Well, the Lions, remember, they let Todd Gurley score.
Yeah, I know.
And then Gurley kind of slid, but then he slid into the end zone. He slid too late.
No, I hear you. Just playing with you, buddy. You do a great job, by the way.
How about the new attitude Lions this year?
The new attitude. By the way, you can catch Matt Derry on Locked On Lions.
Yes,
every day.
Daily podcast.
Twice a day on Sunday, it feels like.
Oh, jeez.
I love it. You do a great job.
They're playing tonight, but I'm here with you. You called. You said you need me tonight.
I appreciate that. We got you from Indianapolis, too. And
oh, yeah.
We appreciate it. So here we go. 9 seconds left from the 9-yard line. 2nd and 4. They can get a first down now. Oak Park down 7-0 to St. Mary's. Left side, Harris throws and short. There's a flag down. Harris threw it short. He could have ran it in.
Well, I think he figured.
And he decided to throw, and what do we have here?
We got a penalty flag, first and foremost.
First of all, we don't know how much time's left. The half could be over.
No, the rest would be blowing the whistle. So first, let's see what the flag's all about.
Oh, boy. It's crazy how much you depend on a scoreboard.
All right, holding on the offense. 2 seconds left. 2 seconds.
That's a runoff, I believe, and I think the half's over. That's the end of the half. No?
I don't know, but I don't think at the high school level, no.
There's no runoff? Okay. Timeout, Oak Park.
Yep, so now
3 seconds left. We're going to step aside. 7-0 St. Mary's, 3 seconds to go till halftime. We're back on the Friday Night Clash from Orchard Lake right after this.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Warm, muggy Friday night. Wouldn't want to spend it anywhere else with this crew on the prep. We're having fun. This is our first Friday night. We're going to do 10 to 12 more. Matt Derry's my partner. My name's Chad Bush. Sam Stick Day at halftime will be coming up on the sidelines. He'll talk to Brock Porter, an All-American on the St. Mary's National and State Championship baseball team. Travis Childers, a co-producer. Alex Westfall, your co-producer. And Jamie Johnson, your associate producer. Glad you're with us. It's cooled off a bit, Matt, but it still feels a bit fiery in here. St. Mary scored on their first drive in the first quarter. There's been no scoring since. Oak Park, with 3 seconds left, has a chance to cash.
Well, if you're St. Mary's, you want to keep everybody in front of you. Don't let anybody get behind you into the end zone. And we'll see if this just goes up for grabs or what they got in store here.
Miller wide left. The snap is low. Picked up by Harris. Has time. Time is run out, and the sack, and the ball's loose, and it is incomplete.
Wow, that was close.
That thing was nearly intercepted or fumbled, but it's all over now. 7-0 St. Mary's at the half over Oak Park. Let's go down to the field to Sam Stick Day, who's standing by with Brock Porter. Stick, what do you got?
So the saying is OLSM #1 in Michigan, but they may need to change that to OLSM #1 in the nation. And that's thanks to these guys. Brock Porter here, star pitcher for the Orchard Lake St. Mary's baseball team. They are honoring your #1 in the nation team at halftime today. First of all, how does that feel not only to be state champs, but like nation champs?
Yeah, it feels amazing. You know, we came out here, we competed a lot, and it was just a lot of fun last year. We had a great season, great team, great atmosphere, great school behind me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, not only are you the leader of the baseball team, you're a leader of this student section, right?
Yeah, of course, guys, support the boys any way I can.
Tell me a little bit about how that game ended, your state championship game. It was a tough line drive, like in the gap. It was a beautiful catch, and then just the team went nuts. I heard you were the first one pulling people into that dog fight.
Yeah, it felt amazing. You know, it was a tough play. I kind of thought it was going to be a double, and no one came out with the catch, and I sprinted out there and tried to tackle the first kid I saw.
And you're already committed to Clemson next year, and you're going to play, obviously, again this year for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. How's the team looking coming into this season?
Yeah, we should be good. You know, we lost a few guys, a few arms, but we have a stacked team again, and a lot of older kids, and I think we should come out there and compete again.
Well, there's one in important arm we got to take care of, and that's yours, man. So good luck this season. Enjoy being honored for being #1 in the nation. That's such an accomplishment. Carry that with you the rest of your life. Thank you very much. Now get back in there with our student section, man. They're having fun today. We are live at Monsignor Molesky Field, Orchard Lake St. Mary's versus Oak Park. Halftime, St. Mary's up 7-0.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Welcome back to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. 7-0 Eaglets over Oak Park. And the scoring recap of the first half, everything happened really right away. Oak Park was first with the football. St. Mary's would get it. And it was a St. Mary's scoring drive that was 55 yards in 9 plays. And St. Mary's in that opening drive went in with a Jordan Cannon 3-yard touchdown run. The extra point was up and good, 7-0 St. Mary's, and that's where we stand. It's been a game that's been frustrating for Oak Park offensively. They've been unable to get their run game going. They've had 5 penalties in the first half. And St. Mary's has been able to put their ground game together a bit. Both teams have struggled in the pass game. St. Mary's not going to make their money this year in the pass game anyhow. But they have hit on a few. Braden Layden, the quarterback, has been really the difference. And his smooth transition, his transition's been a little smoother than Durante Rock Harris's for Oak Park. But the second half brings us a whole lot of options. A warmed-up team on both sides, and we'll see what's in store. We'll take a timeout. Coming up right after this, the MHSAA and their 6-minute recap of the finals in football in the state of Michigan last year. 7-0 St. Mary's. We're coming back to halftime from Orchard Lake. Right after this, this is the Friday night clash.
Division 8, Ubly versus Centerville.
He's looking for Tyler Swanwick one more time. Swanwick high points it again and brings it down. They bring motion. Todd rolling to his right.
Like we talked about, not scared to put it in the air, Johnny.
Oh, one more time, Tyler Swanwick. He's in. A heck of a football game, but it is. The Centerville Bulldogs, who are state champions for the first time.
Division 7, Traverse City St. Francis versus New Lothrop.
Cam Moore back to pass, and he's got Julius Garza wide open. Garza inside the 25, and Garza's going to take it to the house for the second time today. Schmuckel straight ahead, untouched. Touchdown, St. Francis. Don't look down. We got a football game. Cam Moore this time hands it off. Julius Garza, can he get to the edge? Garza to the pylon, and there he goes. And that's it. New Lothrop, state champions of Division 7 for the second time in the last 3 years.
Division 6, Clinton versus Montague.
Lehman on the carry, lowers the boom, and into the end zone he plunges. He's looking for more. Collins wants to throw for the corner. Oh, right on the money. What a dime as he dropped it into the basket of Sam Smith for their 3rd hookup of the day. And make a big play. Picked up 45, now Collins. Dragging tacklers into the end zone. Raises a trophy the 3rd time in Montague football history.
Division 5, Frankenmuth versus Grand Rapids Catholic Central.
Silveri looks middle of the field, has a man, it's caught, and Ziegler's got his 2nd receiving touchdown of the day. Nope, it's Silveri. Touchdown, Joey Silveri. They wanted to leave a legacy. They are doing just that. They win it in 2020 in convincing fashion.
Division 4, Detroit Country Day versus Cadillac.
Here's play number 12 on this drive to start the 3rd quarter. Winovich running left. He got the edge. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Country Day. Coach Dan McLean presenting his team with the state championship trophy. Their 4th in school history and their 1st ever at Ford Field.
Division 3, River Rouge versus Dewitt.
Colts
Flushed initially, taking a deep shot. Oh, just into the football. Flegler made the catch. Nick Flegler, touchdown. Grabowski, straight power up the middle, and he's into the end zone for the Rouge touchdown. Stepper on the run. Bryce breaking into the open field. Here he goes. Touchdown.
And everybody on that Dewitt sideline is excited. They have won their first state championship in school history.
Division II, Warren De La Salle versus Muskegon Mona Shores.
On a pitch. This is Keandre Pierce. Spun out of a tackle, touchdown. Oh, that's a whale of a run right there. It's a 3rd down and 1. Rose himself. 1st down and more. Touchdown, Brady Rose. 25-19 the final. Mona Shores beats Warren De La Salle for a 2nd straight championship in Division II.
Division I, West Bloomfield versus Davison.
Flowers in motion. Brown gives it to him. Cutting it back. Spun around. And he had it taken out of his arms. Back the other way. Touchdown, West Bloomfield. Alex Short in at quarterback for West Bloomfield. Another give to Edwards. Breaks free. He's gone again. What a game. And what a player. Last year was Davison winning their first ever title. This year, West Bloomfield earns that crown. The first in school history.
8-player Division I, Sutton's Bay versus Adrian Lenawee Christian.
Here's the quick kick. This one will be fielded at the 35-yard line. Up to the 30, 25, up to the 20. Still on his feet to the 15. He's going to get loose. Goodbye. Brycia takes it in for the score. Ball at the 22. Quick hitch. Catch Chesser. Eludes a tackler. Cuts back the other way against the grain. Look out. One man to beat. He'll go in the end zone for the touchdown.
Their first state championship in football. What an effort, Joe, they turned in today.
8-player Division II, Powers North Central versus Portland St. Patrick.
Dashes to the left, eludes a tackler, sprints to the outside. Now he goes to the corner, and he's in the end zone for the touchdown. Now they've got Ian Gorski in the backfield. He'll hand it off on that inside handoff again to Wyatt Robb. That ran for a touchdown before. He's got space again and a blocker in front of him, and he'll go. Touchdown, Jets. The Division II champion in 8-player football are the Jets of Powers North Central, winning it by a score of 70-48.
Welcome back to Monsignor Molesky Field. My name's Chad Bush alongside Matt Derry. 7-0 Orchard Lake St. Mary's in our Week 1 Friday night clash. Your thoughts, Matt, on the first half?
A little sloppy at times. The penalties very, very costly for Oak Park. They were in this game. They were in good field position and inside the red zone to end the half. But really the story of the game is the Oak Park penalties and the ground game for Orchard Lake St. Mary's. They have been fantastic with all of their backs. And, of course, the long drive in the first quarter, a quarter capped off by the Jordan Cannon 4-yard touchdown run. The difference in this game right now, Chad.
Second half, what do you expect to see differently for both teams?
I'm expecting to see Oak Park maybe make a change at quarterback and give the young sophomore an opportunity. That's a possibility. They also have to get their ground game going. If you're St. Mary's, you're loving what the defense is doing. The linebackers have played really well. The guys up front have won, and that's where this game's been won so far. St. Mary's in the trenches has done a nice job.
7-0 St. Mary's in our Friday night clash. We're back with the start of the second half right after this from Orchard Lake. This is the Friday night clash, Week 1 battle.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Oak Park, both teams trying to get themselves win number 1 on the year. And you look at what Oak Park has done. We saw last year what they could do, Matt. You lose all but one game in the regular season. You come back and run to the semifinals. Obviously, Greg Carter must be comfortable with what he has within his team that they can make some moves in the second half. You talked about a quarterback change. What do you think so far of the quarterback play of St. Mary's in the first-year signal caller, Layden?
I like Braden Layden. I like what I've seen so far. He's done a nice job. He's been comfortable in the pocket. A third down throw to D.C. Temple in the second quarter that kept a drive going. There have been a ton of opportunities. He's got to take care of the football. He had that fumble in the game in the second quarter, but he looks comfortable. And this St. Mary's offense always has revolved around the 3 running backs, but Layden so far has looked okay. I think that George Port would tell you, though, they'd love to be up 10-0, 13-0 than just 7 right now.
2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining until the start of the second half. 10 first downs for Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the first half. Much of those coming in the first drive they had, which was their scoring drive. We haven't seen a lot since from their offense. They've gained 91 yards of offense. Oak Park's gained 47. How much do we give credit to the defenses here, or are we pretty much saying the offense just isn't on point yet?
No, I think the defenses are probably ahead of the offense based on just, they've had some scrimmages, some practices. You mentioned a couple of guys that played JV already, but it's the first game. The defense is going to be ahead of the offenses as George Port figures out, I got a quarterback that's never played before. And same goes for Oak Park. They need to see more, certainly, from Rock Harris. And if he gets an opportunity tonight, the sophomore Bishop James. Remember, this Oak Park team a year ago was basically led by, Brunley and Prim, and they're gone. And COVID year and, the protocols and everything else, it's been a strange year and a half. So I think the defenses are a little bit ahead of the offenses right now. And remember, too, when St. Mary's gets the football, Chad, they're holding on to it for a while. They're running the ball. What I think is interesting with Oak Park is the 2 or 3 a delay of game penalties. Their pacing needs to be better, and I think their offense will get better.
Yeah, 6 penalties for 40 yards for Oak Park, just 2 penalties for 15 yards for St. Mary's. And getting the football first in the second half, we're going to get a chance to see that offense right away for St. Mary's and how they come out.
Yep.
We've got an exciting battle next week. Week 2 brings us to Birmingham Groves, and it's the Falcons who will welcome in Southfield A&T, and we're looking forward to that battle next week. We've got a second half of football. St. Mary's sends back their return team, and we get a chance. I'm excited to see number 4. We saw him come in for one play, but the JV, freshman Antoine Thomas is kids, back in the return game.
The JV kids in the student section went nuts when Thomas came in, when Layden lost his helmet. So I don't think this won't be the last we see of Antoine Thomas tonight.
Going to be a fun second half. Glad you're with us. Oak Park in white, St. Mary's in red. Bohenick back deep along with Thomas, the freshman. Gillespie to boot it from his own 40. Line drive kicked, it hits, and Thomas will scoop it at the 15. Here we go. Up to the 20, 25, watch out, 30. Makes a move up to the 40, across the 40 to the 45. And that's the future of Orchard Lake St. Mary's in the skilled position right there, Mr. Thomas.
Chad, get that kid the ball. Wow. The whole stadium shook. Gillespie with a kind of a pooch kickoff, and you saw the up man come up too, and it's like, wait a minute, I forgot we got Antoine behind me. Electric.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's something. A kid that's going to play quarterback, wide receiver, very confident, will play slot, running back, and he's a runner. He can throw it a little bit too now. Layden will hand it off right side, and he is stuck immediately by Darnell Boone, their middle linebacker. Big, strong guy, out to prove people wrong in his senior year. He's not happy with his work last year, didn't get a lot of time. But he's their leader in the middle, Matt.
George Porritt saw what we saw. Look at this. Here he comes. George Porritt said, the heck with this.
How much of that is keeping a guy hot, like in basketball? Keep him rolling. Is that the thought?
To me, this is a quarterback keeper. Now, again, the defense now is thinking about it. And for the first time tonight, shotgun.
Yep. Wide right. They'll split him out with Temple.
Here we go.
Thomas going to keep it. At midfield, has running room and dips out of bounds. After a gain of 9, there is a flag down in the backfield, and this thing might be coming back.
Yep, it is.
There is a flag on the play.
But you still see Thomas and what he can do, and something else Oak Park has to figure into the game now.
George Porritt saw what we saw. He saw the kick return. He heard the crowd. He saw this kid touch the football and went, wait a minute, I better put him back out there. Now, This is no knock on Braden Layton. He's done a nice job so far. But maybe, just maybe, George is thinking, let me put the ball in the hands of number 4 and let's roll.
Thomas going to spread it out. He's in the shotgun with Boyle to the right, 4 wide, and going to take it himself up the gut. Has some running room to the 45, outside of the 50, to the 45, and knocked down to the 40. Not before a gain of 20 on 2nd and 15.
This kid's running off the field. I think you're staying on there, buddy.
If nothing else, he gives you something else to think about if you're a defensive coordinator.
George wants to take him out. He wants to know where Layton is. There he comes. He wants to give Thomas a breather, but this opportunity of a change of pace is special. And if Layton can be that thrower, and then Thomas comes in and runs, the sky's the limit for St. Mary's.
And I'll tell you, this is kind of an evolution with George Porritt. This is not something he would have done maybe 5-10 years ago, playing a freshman. Handoff left side. This is Nesson again. He puts down a shoulder. He's still on his feet. Ball's loose. And does Oak Park have it, or was he down? Or was the ball out of bounds?
That's the thing. Did it go out of bounds? What's the story?
St. Mary's is going to keep it. They're going to say it went out of bounds, and the clock is running.
That's hard running. That's a nice play by Zane Nesson. Boy, you go short side, Chad, like that. Most guys go out of bounds. Maybe a little shoulder.
Yeah.
He put shoulder, knee into defender, and then kept barreling ahead.
That line starting to
You're doing a good job.
Pave the way a bit for St. Mary's. Joe Janda, the captain on that left side, one of the leaders of the school, a lacrosse player, all Catholic. Anthony Ozog, a 3-year guy. And a lot of that Ozog name has been at St. Mary's for a long time. This is the last Ozog, Anthony. Here's a handoff. They needed 3. They get 3.5. Move the chain. St. Mary's inside the 30 and try to get the game's second score.
It'd be huge. You watched Oak Park like we did in the first half, and you don't see a prolific offense that, if down 14-0, is going to be able to score 2 touchdowns. Love seeing Tommy Boss there, second effort, getting that first down. Interesting also to see that Glennie Cross is not on the field right now.
Wow.
Or maybe they figure because this is a run first attack.
Put an asterisk next to that one. Nesson stay hot. He'll get left side for 3 before he's chopped down by that Oak Park Knight defense.
Going to see if Cross is out there. I don't see number 3. As good a cornerback as there is in this area, but again, in a run first offense, maybe coaches feel like.
Yeah, and our prep insider, Scott Bernstein, we were out at practice on Tuesday, and Glennie Cross and him had a word or two. He said, yeah, you had me at 37.
Oh,
he said, the Oakland Press had me at 37. Scott Bernstein said, that's me. He goes, that's not right.
Detroit News had him in the 30s, too.
5 plays, 46 yards so far for St. Mary's. They'll give it to Nesson again, and he's going to make it about a 3rd and mid from the 25 with 8 left in the third quarter. 7-0 St. Mary's. Now, the field goal kicker is not Tommy Doman anymore.
That's right.
And we have yet to see a field goal attempt.
Well, Ryan Kirk did a nice job on kickoffs and hit the extra point.
Todd Bartis, the special teams coach,
TB.
likes him a lot, but he's young.
I was talking to TB before the game. That's my guy.
Oh, you guys are already at TB?
Oh, that's my guy.
Oh, because you did a lot of, you got to know him in basketball.
He's a good man.
Todd Bartis is awesome, and his wife, Ann, is amazing as well. both work in the school. There's a throw right side, caught, complete. That's Ben Meath, the senior tight end, and part of a killer combo at tight end for St. Mary's. It's caught and out of bounds, and it's a first down to about the 12-yard line. Meath from Layden. Move the chains.
Nice play by Braden to play action, sold it, rolled out, and made a really nice throw right there. First down and inside the red zone of Oak Park. Nice first drive to start the half. I mentioned before about Glennie Cross. The Detroit News had him ranked in the 30s. The Detroit News also has the Tigers winning the World Series.
Handoff left side. Boyle going to bounce it outside. Going to try to find the corner. Going to cut back. Inside the 3 to the end zone. Touchdown, Eaglets. That's Tommy Boss with a touchdown. 13-0 OLSM with 7:30 to go. Aiden Boyle with a touchdown. I was right the first time. Sorry, Aiden. And here comes the extra point attempt as we get another look at that touchdown.
And Boyle bouncing it outside. Hand in the inside, but then changed. And you know what I loved is he could have gone all the way to the corner, but cut back.
Great hold by Weymouth. The kick is up and good from Ryan Kirk. And so with 7:30 to go in the third. On Friday night, our clash. It's 14-0 St. Mary's over our Oak Park. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Molesky Field after this.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Welcome back to Orchard Lake St. Mary's. 14-0 Eaglets, 7:30 to go. Aiden Boyle is in the end zone. So one from each of the senior running backs. Cannon with a 3-yard touchdown. Boyle with I believe, a 12-yard touchdown run here. It's 14-0 St. Mary's. And the kickoff is underway. And this is Bo Miller who's going to take it inside and outside the 25. Where he's taken down at about the 26-yard line. And the tackle's made by number 32. That's Skylar Bonner. Drive recap, 8 plays, 65 yards. It took 4 minutes. And it's a 12-yard touchdown run by Aiden Boyle, the senior out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Great cutback run, 14-yard run like you mentioned. That's 2 long drives, but what you loved in that drive, Chad, it's a mix of everything. Both quarterbacks contributed, one through the ground, one through the air. Bunch of the backs. Boss getting the first down, Boyle running. That is Georgeport football at its best.
Both touchdowns for St. Mary's were on their first drives of the half. What does that tell you? Anything? Coincidence, or is it just?
It is a coincidence, I think. I mean, I just.
The
fresh, they were fresh. They were fresh.
Yeah.
Came out of the locker room and ready to roll.
Do you think there were adjustments in that, or was it just the Thomas? How much did that throw off the Oak Park defense, having Thomas in there?
Totally. It did. I don't think there's any question about it. I think Oak Park looked up and said, what do we got going on? And tried to make some adjustments, but it was too late.
Oak Park, in a 14-0 game doesn't sound like much, and you've heard this before. I know it's cliche, but in this kind of a game where it's clock heavy and run heavy, and the clock's going to roll, 14-0 seems a lot deeper than 14-0 in 2 scores. There's a out route caught and immediately dropped is number 18. That's a Trell Guyton, just a sophomore, one of their young receivers. 3rd and 1 now for Oak Park. 6:10 to go until the third quarter expires. Harris hands off inside. Oh, a shotgun up the middle. My goodness. Watson said that's enough. And Sakuni Watson with a big run. A guy that's really slash and speed. Adam Carter and Greg Carter say he does it all. This kid, who was the number 2 back last year, guy who ran track, got faster. He's also their best blocker, and a guy that transferred in from Robichaud midway through his sophomore year. Sakuni Watson, Skyunie Watson. 1st and 10 from their own 47. Oak Park down 2 touchdowns. In motion, left to right. Handoff, inside give, big gainer. 7 up the middle of that St. Mary's defense before Janda, along with Teichner, make the stop. And Oak Park feeling themselves a bit here on their first drive of this second half. Beautiful night for opening weekend of football. Games on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, all this opening week. Handoff left side and a pile up and a red brick wall at the 49-yard line for St. Mary's. There's a late flag, though, and we'll see what that's all about. Personal foul on sportsmanlike conduct on St. Mary's, so that's a big one. It was 3rd and 4, and that'll turn it into a first down with a penalty.
All right, Chad, I did a little research. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, so Rock Harris is back in wearing number 10. Robert Salter
was wearing 11 in the first
That was
half.
Robert Salter. They had both kids played. I thought that Rock had come out and
Bishop
given him a new.
James?
No, this is Robert Salter was number 11. He's not on the roster. He's a transfer.
Oh boy.
Exactly. I had to go down and talk to the coaches and go, can you tell me who number 11 is?
Boy.
Because on one roster we had,
well,
we
sometimes
had Rock
you get
Harris.
information all week and then things change.
Rock is 10, Salter was 11.
Okay. So now we have the right guy, Rock Harris. Dorate, birth given name. That's the 7th penalty of the game for Oak Park. 5-yard penalty. That'll back it up. 1st and 15 now for the Knights, who this really becomes a must-score drive, and that means they need a touchdown on this drive, really to take this momentum away from St. Mary's.
Yep, and, Salter obviously wasn't getting it done before. Rock's back in there, Harris, and again, they're going to the ground game. This is the guy to give the ball to.
Charlie Collins swallowed him up for a side of Saganaki there. Threw him to the turf. Gain of maybe 1. That was number 4, Watson. Student section getting hyped.
Josh Janda also in on that play.
Uh-huh.
It's a big stop here for St. Mary's. Would love to just pitch the shutout. The best drive so far we've seen from Oak Park.
Sure is. Handoff right side and a little running room there. It's going to set up 3rd and long, Matt. This is not what we're expected to see from Oak Park to be put in successful positions. But we're going to see Mr. Rock throw the football, you'd think, here.
I would think 3rd and 13, down 14 points.
You smell what the Rock's cooking?
Did you see that video of him the other day driving through his neighborhood, and there was a van of a tourist that were doing a tour of the famous people's homes. And he rolled down the window and he goes, "You guys know where The Rock lives?" And they went, "Ah!" They started screaming, taking pictures. What a great guy.
Dwayne Johnson.
Again, a lot of time being taken here. Play clocks are not working, but here's your delay of game again, I believe. Or a timeout? Nope, timeout Oak Park.
Timeout. We'll take a timeout with them with 2:09 to go. 14-0 St. Mary's. We're back in 30 seconds. This is the Friday Night Clash.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom.
On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
.209 left. Chad Bush and Matt Derry with you. 3rd and 14. Big play for Oak Park from the St. Mary's 38. 4 wide receivers for the signal caller who's come in. Rock in trouble. Pressure. Down he goes. Back to the 43. Swarmed by the red front line and led by Charlie Collins up front.
Charles Collins has been a monster all night. Big number 66, able to get inside. And, man, you got to love seeing what he has brought to the table tonight. And that's where this game, Chad, has been won for most of the evening, is up front. I know the St. Mary's team was a little bit concerned about the size of that D-line and some of the O-line for Oak Park, but tonight St. Mary's has really done a fantastic job.
And that's what George Port and his era has been all about, that offensive line. The offensive defensive lines, they have always been tight and the primary focus of his teams. And this overachieving group this year at those positions, it's quite impressive. There's a punt that's going to roll in the end zone. That was a wild snap they were lucky to get. 1:06 left.
How is that not down? You know what I'm saying? That should have been down right there.
Totally. Speaking of going down, why don't we go down to Stick, who's down on the sidelines and has got a hype St. Mary's student section behind him. Stick?
1:06 left in the third quarter. St. Mary's is up 14-0 right now. It is Stick from Woodward Sports. Got to show love to our sponsors right here. Of course, Planet Fitness hooking out with some towels. You guys want some towels and t-shirts?
All right, thank you, Stick. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Everybody's in a good mood Friday night, especially here at St. Mary's. How about the crowd, the turnout?
Oh, fantastic.
This has been a wonderful opening weekend, no matter what side you're on. Everybody's playing football, and what participation from everybody. That's what it's all about, right? School sports?
No question. Sea of red, all the teams supporting each other, baseball, basketball, hockey team, everybody. Supporting that football team.
Yes, sir. 2nd and 6 is converted into a first down by the best back tonight for St. Mary's, Aiden Boyle, and we've seen Blake Nesson make a case for that as well.
A bunch of guys that played well tonight. You mentioned Nesson, Boyle, Tommy Boss. Jordan Cannon's got a touchdown run tonight, Chad. That's George Port football. Spread it around, get all the running backs involved. They're going to let the clock run out here to end the third quarter. A third quarter dominated by St. Mary's. Just 2 possessions that they're currently in the one, and then 1 possession for Oak Park. Milking the clock, running the football, and George Port, he's a few minutes away here from his final home opener victory.
How about it? Ball control, possession football. We've reached the end of the third. Let's go to the fourth. 4 fingers in the air, 14-0 St. Mary's over Oak Park. We're back after this.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Goes. He knew it was.
$14-0 St. Mary's. Chad Bush and Matt Derry with you. Next week, we told you where we will be, but where will these two teams be? West Bloomfield, the number 1 team in the state by some.
How about that?
Is in the house in Oak Park. That's right. Oak Park's going to take on the number 1 team in the state and the number 1 team in their OAA. the West Bloomfield Lakers, who are the defending champions in Division I. Meanwhile, St. Mary's will travel to Hudsonville, a.k.a. Irishville, to take on Hudsonville on the road in Week 2.
And Catholic League games last night. Chad, Chippewa Valley took care of CC 45-20. Scott Merchant's got a great squad over there on the east side.
Guess so. My goodness.
Brother Rice over Dakota last night. Rice with a win 35-21. And how about Matty Lewis's UDJ Cubs handling Grosse Pointe North last night 34-13. Patrick McVeigh looked good. Chris Mutebi. Congratulations to Coach Lewis, and a good win to start it off for the Cubbies.
Right on. St. Mary's up 2 scores. Wishbone offense. Layden back in there at quarterback. We saw Thomas briefly in the third.
Wow. Some tackle right there.
And there is a smother and a flip. We talked about wrestling in the rock earlier. That was kind of a wrestling move there, wasn't it, Matt?
Yeah, DeMontevello Robinson. That's a big-time play. Look, I mean, if you're the Oak Park defense, you're saying, guys, how about some help? I mean, they've only given up 14 points. They've done a nice job. And now they'll have to contend with Antoine Thomas. There's number 4 back into the game, Chad. Get ready for a little shotgun go.
All right. Thomas in at quarterback, 4 wide receivers. 1 running back to his right in a 3rd and 11. Thomas going to keep it himself, going to bounce it outside, cut back in, and that does not work at the high school level. Those are some things they talked about with Thomas, is that he has so much confidence and is so used to beating kids outside in 8th grade that in high school, that ain't going to work against Oak Park.
Well, look, he's a freshman.
I know.
But I got news for you. When he touches that football, this place is in a frenzy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a difference maker.
He adds the juice.
I don't care how old he is.
Brings the juice, the smoke, whatever the kids say.
Look at you.
He brings it.
That's right. You can't handle this smoke. Oh, man.
No, sir. St. Mary's to punt. This is the 3rd punt of the night for the first-year man, Noah Audia. And that one's picked up at the 40, up to the 45, 7-yard return. And the stop made by St. Mary's number 5, Brennan Bohenick. 9:48 to go. St. Mary's trying to add to their 2-touchdown lead on this drive. St. Mary's in this quarter, 10 plays, 80 yards. Oak Park just 3 plays, 22 yards.
They just have not been able to get their offense going, and now we'll see where Oak Park turns. Do they go back to Robert Salter, number 11, or Rock Harris, number 10? Neither quarterback has been very impressive tonight. We told you in the open, Bishop James, the sophomore, also might play. So it looks like they're going back to Salter, I believe. So it looks like Salter's back in, number 11.
I can't keep up. I'm glad you're with me.
That's why I had to go down there and ask the coaches.
Shotgun bullet snap. Nice hands by the quarterback, but he didn't do his quarterback any service. Threw off the timing, and it's a TFL for OLSM, led by that front 4 we've been talking all night about. And it's Charlie Collins in the middle of it all.
And Jordan Cannon as well, number 6.
Yep.
He was the first to kind of break that up.
What's the story on Jordan Cannon? He had a lot of hype last year, and a guy that's had some Division I offers.
Yep.
He's still got a chance to get himself, be that Division I guy. This is a year for him that he looks to bounce back.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I know Cincinnati was high on him and some other schools. Very, very good athlete. The question is, I mean, to me, yes, he can run the football as sort of a bigger hybrid back, but I really like him at linebacker. The question is he a Mike? Is he a Sam? Where do you put him?
I think an outside backer at that size, you have to. You're right. There's a throw right side behind the line of scrimmage. That's Bo Miller. Bo Miller in space, and he is wrapped up and thrown down at about the 47. That's a great tackle in space by Tyler Crockett, the safety, in space against Miller, a kid who's going to play at the next level in college.
Yeah, Bo Miller's explosive. They're trying to get him the football any way they can. Quick pop pass there on the outside, almost a lateral.
Yep.
And Miller got a few yards there, but like you mentioned, Crockett's done a nice job. Give credit to those defensive backs tonight. They've done a really good job, whether it's Crockett, Teichner, the safeties, really coming up and tackling.
You get the sense in that play, Matt, that they're setting that play up for a double pass.
Yeah, double move or something.
Throwback to Miller.
Oh, yeah. Oh, for sure.
He does throw the football, and that play just, both times I thought that was going to be the play. And maybe foreshadowing for later.
Illegal motion.
That is the 8th penalty of the night for Oak Park, a delay of game, and Greg Carter just got a couple more silver hairs.
I just don't understand. I understand you have new quarterbacks, and I know that the clock is not working.
Right.
But you have to have somebody on your sideline with a stopwatch or something saying, guys, go, go, go.
Yep.
They've
No doubt.
taken forever between plays tonight.
Yeah.
A lot of confusion offensively for Oak Park. And next week, you're playing West Bloomfield.
This is a staff that is known as the Mafia. And a lot of these guys came over from DePorres, and Carter has kept his staff somewhat intact. There's a fumbled snap. Ball's loose on the deck, and that ball is pounced on by the quarterback. D.C. Temple will get credit for the sack. It's 4th and forever, and it's punting time for Oak Park.
That was just a bad snap. They've had issues with high snaps on the punts. And that's a quarterback question certainly on this team with Oak Park. And got a really good set of backs with Watson and Allen, but they just haven't been able to get going. And give credit to St. Mary's. Stack the box, make them throw.
St. Mary's has limited this Oak Park offense to under 80 yards so far in this game.
How about that?
Gillespie to punt. Back is
Oh,
Chubbs. Ruckhaber. It's a looping snap, and Ruckhaber says fire, fire, fire. Or at least that's what they used to say in the Porritt era. I think they probably still do.
Just let the ball go and
get away.
Get your offense back in the field. No reason to run up and try to make a play there, Chad, and turn the ball over. So now if you're George Port in your offense, you're not getting fancy. 3 yards in a cloud of dust. Get that offensive line push, and then get out of here. They have played a good football game tonight.
Yes, sir. 7:10 to go. Hey, follow us on social media if you would, at ThePrep3. And you can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Yeah, we're evolving.
Like the page.
Thank you. There's been some guys doing some great work on it. And we've got a wonderful crew this year. Your co-producers are Alex Westfall and Travis Childress tonight. Jamie Janssen, your associate producer. My name's Chad Bush. He's Matt Derry. Sam Stick Day, your sideline reporter. We'll talk to Stick here soon. Our future sideline reporter, Joey Namath, who will be with us weeks 3 through 10.
Joey Radio.
Joey Radio.
Is he getting married?
He's getting married tonight.
Oh, what, tonight?
He's getting married tonight.
Wow, that's awesome.
Isn't that great?
Congratulations,
so congratulations to Joey. And his beautiful fiance, whose name clearly escapes me. 6:33 left. Handoff right side, Ruckhaber. Going to try to bounce it outside. Chubbs puts his head down, and Chubbs is chopped up at the 30. Solid play by that far side corner. That's Glennie Cross. Or Gillespie, rather.
Well, here's the thing now, Chad. If you're St. Mary's, you're running the football, you're keeping that clock moving, and you stay in bounds. That's the one thing we've seen from Boyle or Chubbs on that run. Stay in bounds, get down, be smart. Cannon's going to come in along with Nesson. The big key here is move the chains and keep that clock moving. You're up 14. There's no reason to get fancy here at all.
That's right. Timeout, George Port, with 5:50 left in this ball game. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back right after this. This is Friday Night Clash.
Man! Uh-oh! Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
Welcome back to Monsignor Molesky Field. My name is Chad Bush. This is the final opener for George Port here in this stadium on this beautiful campus. George Port, after 35 years at St. Mary's, 13 state title appearances, 7 state titles, is calling it quits at the end of this year. He'll be around still. Port, of course, also the athletic director, and he'll be missed. And what he's done, he will be thanked for many, many years to come. The golden era of St. Mary's athletics really resides in the Port era.
No question about it. When you think about Eaglets football, Chad, you played for him. Your brother played for him.
Yep. My brother played on the first team, the first head coach first head coaching year of George Porter back in 1990.
The great Nate Bush, also a captain here at St. Mary's. Oh, they're going to give Antoine Thomas the rock now, 3rd and 6. You see number 4 in red out there, a quarterback now. Spread it out a little bit. If you're Thomas, though, Chad, you hold on to that football.
Thomas, low snap. You said it, partner. He scoops it up. Thomas in trouble, still on his feet. And down he goes back at the 14. That's a big loss. That's a loss of 11 on the play. And with 5:37 to go, George Port's going to send his punt unit out.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
There's not a bigger Thomas fan in the building than me. That one I don't understand. You're doing just fine with the wishbone and the 3 backs and Layden out there. Just hand the ball off to one of your backs. I think they got a little too fancy there. Nice punt. Nice punt.
Great punt. Back to receive it, Miller, and he flies up to the 36. Great field position now for Oak Park. We've got a great slate ahead for you this year. And we take a look at what's at stake. We told you a lot about week 2 coming up. We're excited to go to Groves next week against Southfield A&T. And then in week 3, Walled Lake Western will house us. Walled Lake Western will welcome in Lakeland and Mr. Farquhar. And we're going to the east side in week 4.
Oh, boy.
Jamie Johnson and Matt Derry are going to stand up and be proud.
That's right.
Throw up that east side sign because we're going to Dakota and Chippewa. You got it in week 4. Pass incomplete. Teichner in coverage. They tried to get it to Miller. In week 5, we have an open date. So I'm going to throw this out there. We had Lake Orion and West Bloomfield. We do not have that right now. And our insider and scheduler, Scott Bernstein's on it. But with all you out there listening, we want to know.
Bernie's on the phone all day. Does he have time to book games?
Bernie's booking games like it's his business. And so now we've got week 5 open. So if you think there's a week 5 game we need to do, tell us about it and tell us why. We might come out. Week 6 is back here. Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Brother Rice. Talked about Joey Radio. He'll be fired up with that. He's a Brother Rice grad. And it's George Port's final home game, and it's Frank Janos's final home game. 2 legendary coaches retiring for St. Mary's at the end of the year. 5:03 left, 14-0 St. Mary's. Oak Park on the attack, left to right, the 35. Over the middle, caught. Rock completes it to Miller. Miller in open field for the first time tonight. Still on his feet, breaks a tackle, finally twisted out of bounds by Janda, but not before a nice pickup.
Oh, good pitch and catch right there from from Harris to Miller. Bo Miller's been one of the bright spots tonight. And again, it's that crossing route, getting him the ball. And look, this game's not over yet. Oak Park with an opportunity here. If they get a touchdown,
that's right.
And you never know, the squib kick or whatever they try.
Greg Carter teams, there's a part of his fabric that and it's cliche, I know, but they come back. They come back in games. They're known to. And they're not out of this one for sure. In trouble, and down he goes. Chucky Collins with another TFL. He got a little help from the outside. With 4:40 left, Matt, that's a big first down loss for Oak Park.
Yeah, Harris gets kind of ransacked by the guys from St. Mary's. Good defense right there by those fellas to kind of keep Harris in check. Now an opportunity for some of the defenders to kind of pin their ears back and go. You know this is passing opportunities left and right here with 4:15 to go.
Shotgun for Rock on the right hash. Big play here, Matt. 2nd and 12 from the 18. Looking left, got a man caught. Outside the 10, inside the 10, down to the 5 on his feet, down to the 1. Look at that big body move. That is El Reno O'Neal, a wide receiver. My goodness. 4 minutes left, and O'Neal gets down to the 1, and Oak Park knocking on the door. Matt Derry, like you hinted.
Wow, big fella getting an opportunity. Nice play by O'Neal to get free. Everything's underneath, Chad. They've got to cut that off. Right now, watch for the handoff here to Watson. Here it comes.
Handoff, Watson, touchdown Oak Park.
You can see that coming a mile away.
The lead is cut in half just like that. As my partner hinted, here come the Knights. And it's Watson into the end zone, and they're an extra point away from making this just a 7-point game, Matt, with 3:40 to go.
Well, we talked about it in the open and in the first quarter. Greg Carter doesn't kick. He's going for the win. I mean, he's going for a 2-pointer here. And then if they score again, another 2-pointer.
Yeah.
They do not really have much of a kicking game. So
no, they'll kick it if they have to with Cross, but right now, you're right, they're going for 2.
Yeah.
And they're going to keep the guy that brought them to the dance in there, in quarterback and first-year man, Rock Harris.
So here's Harris going for 2.
Harris. Play fake to Watson, keeps it himself, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. And with 3:40 to go, Oak Park is 6 points away from tying this thing up.
Well, here's the question now. They don't have much of a kicking game. They don't have much of a kickoff game either with Gillespie. So are you onside kicking with 3:40 to go, Chad?
Maybe.
Or are you kicking it deep knowing you've got 2 timeouts left?
Yeah.
And you know St. Mary's is one of the best teams in salting away a win with the run game in this area.
Well, I'll say this. Greg Carter is, first of all, a great man to talk to. He's fun, he's jovial, and he's hilarious. And he said, I am the worst kicking coach in America, Chad. I have no idea what we're going to do in our kicking game. But I know that we can probably kick some extra points and we can kick some short field goals if need be. He's the first one to admit it.
Well, what about his
onside
kicking team?
So that tells me that if that's not organized or orchestrated well, I don't think they onside kick here. I think they trust their defense, and I think the percentages are higher that your defense gets a stop than you get an onside kick.
Well, here's the other problem. You kick it deep, look who's back deep. Antoine Thomas.
Right. Yeah, who had a 30-yard return earlier.
Thomas, the tank engine, man. So, that's what you risk. Let's see what they do. And St. Mary's does not have its hands team really out there. It's mostly
they're
not expecting an onside kick here,
which presents an opportunity. But you can't really burn a timeout either. You've got 2 timeouts if you're Oak Park, and you got to get this off. It is an onside, and my partner was right.
Except it has not gone 10 yards yet.
It is right now,
oh my
and that's Oak Park's football. They have recovered at the 50.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
And there's no flags down. It's
Oak
Park football.
How does
they
St.
played
Mary's
it masterfully.
How does St. Mary's not go get the ball?
Ryan Ramsey.
Is yours. The ball is yours for the first 10 yards. Go get it. Oh, my goodness.
The officials are going to talk about this, Matt, and we'll see a replay in a second. But I think this was the most beautifully executed onside kick. I couldn't have been any more wrong. You were right, and they executed it well. And they let it roll and shielded the football, Matt.
Todd Bardis is livid. So's George Porritt. They're angry. They thought that the kid that recovered the ball recovered it about the 49.5.
Fair argument.
But to me, they did shield the football, but someone's got to come up there and get it. Jump on that ball.
Yeah, and we see now in the replay. Yeah. Wow. I think you got it. It's tight, though. It's close. So here we go. Oak Park.
This is unbelievable.
Could have a walk-off win if they want, potentially. 3:40 left. Throw left side. Gain of about 5. Oak Park is really feeling some momentum. The catch and run made by number 13, El Reno O'Neal, who had the big catch down to the 1.
Well, now if you're St. Mary's, you know they're throwing. You got to get some heat. Got to get some heat on Harris. Don't back up and turn this into prevent. Get some heat on the quarterback. These guys are starting to get comfortable.
Rock Harris. A lot of pressure for this first-year signal caller. Ball's loose on the deck. Picked up by St. Mary's. Tommy Boss has it. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Eaglets! "45-yard fumble return touchdown when the Eaglets need it the most. It's touchdown Tommy Boss to put this thing away.
Well, we said to come after him with pressure. And Harris got stripped from behind. And Boss, right place, right time. And then you got a running back scooting 45 yards. It's over. What a play.
Frank Janos dialed up the blitz. He brought it, heated up that quarterback, and Tommy Boss picked up the coughed pill and put it where it deserved in that black end zone that reads OLSM. 20-8, St. Mary's on top, 2:55 to go, and this crowd's getting lit.
Students going absolutely crazy. What a scene.
Boys and girls. It's odd to look down and see girls, but the girls' school is humming along. Extra point is up and good. The boys and girls are cheering. Here come the cheerleaders, and it's 21-8. OLSM on top for the moment. There's a flag down?
Yep, flag in the end zone. Looks like I think it's going to be against Oak Park.
Yeah.
Maybe leapfrogging.
It's fun to leapfrog.
All right, so you're not allowed to do it. Oh, personal foul.
Yeah.
A little unsportsmanlike conduct. Tack
Okay.
that on here on the kickoff.
So, how about the momentum and the change? You get a touchdown, an onside kick. Oak Park gets a play, and then the fumble return for touchdown, Matt. This has not been a boring dud second half. This has been a lot of excitement here in the fourth.
I stunned at the turn of events. That onside kick, I still don't understand how St. Mary's allowed that to happen and didn't just go get the football. But then didn't let up defensively, didn't go prevent, got some pressure on, and Boss scampered the rest of the way.
So the 3 touchdowns tonight by all 3 running backs and all 3 seniors, Cannon, Boyle, and Tommy Boss. But Boss did it the unconventional way as the defensive tackle scooped up the loose ball and ran it in. 21-8 St. Mary's, and a booted away. And after the penalty, he'll kick it from the 45. This is a good opportunity to maybe squib it, huh?
Yep.
See, I don't understand this one.
I never understand that either. To me, you squib, and then you're pinning them deep, and you're also using some clock.
Yeah.
But sometimes the kicker says, "Let me show off my leg. Watch this. I'm going to smash one deep."
The other thought on that, I guess, is you're up 21-8, and no need to get a guy hurt on coverage. Just boot it out, and don't let that contact happen. Anyhow, it's Oak Park football.
The cheerleaders are doing 21 push-ups for the 21 points.
Look at that.
I cannot do that, by the way.
No, and that's good form.
I know back in the day when you were a captain of this illustrious program, you could do 21 push-ups one-handed.
Barely.
That's what it says on the wall there in the arena.
I was 180 pounds and very weak. I could catch the ball and I could run, but push-ups and strength was not my game, brother.
Salter back in a quarterback.
You're too kind. Watson explodes off that left side, and he gets himself a healthy gain with under 3 minutes to go.
Now, that's one thing that I think the coaching staff for Oak Park will probably look at down the road, Chad, is, look, if this quarterback situation is what it is, and we've got a stud in number 4, Saucony Watson, we might be changing some things where we're gonna have to ride him all year.
Yeah.
And every time he's touched the ball, he's done well.
He's a guy that's certainly got to be their featured back.
Oh, yeah.
You'd think. And Oak Park's going to get better. I mean, this is a team that.
One game.
Slow start last year. We know they can come back.
Joe Jand has played well tonight, hasn't he? Most undersized nose tackle in the country. But he's out there, man, playing D tackle, linebacker.
Middle linebacker. Yeah, he'll plug in there sometimes. I'll tell you what, they love him and his ability.
He's played everywhere tonight.
He has. They like his ability also on the lacrosse field, where he's all Catholic. DC Temple with pressure. Dump off right side, Bo Miller, and he slips on the rain-soaked red turf. And that's a short gain, and that'll set up a 3rd and long.
But again, there's Janda. He's there on the inside, then all of a sudden he's out on the outside. Even if Miller doesn't slip, Joe Janda was there. How about Antoine Thomas playing some defense on that play? Was out on the field. They got him everywhere. He's like Charles Woodson.
Yeah. You know what's funny? You talked to Deontay Allen this week, the defensive backs coach, and he loves this Thomas kid, and he wants to play him everywhere. And you can only play him so many spots at that youthful age, but they love him at DB. Throw over the middle and caught by their best receiver today El Reno O'Neal. That's his third catch of the day. This kid looks like an all-pro tight end.
Big target. Nice throw by Salter. And could have been, that was pretty much intended also for, you get a couple of guys in that vicinity, including Bo Miller, but Big 13 went up and got it.
4 wide receivers, time winding down, a minute left. There's a long throw by Rock down near the goal line, and that is broken up beautifully. Man-to-man coverage stripped out, and a fine play by the senior corner, Brennan Bohannon.
Double B back there. Nice play. That was Salter threw a pretty good ball there.
Great ball,
and
wasn't it?
at one point it looked like a jump ball where, both guys come down with it. Obviously it goes to the offense. But the cell phones around with the flashlights by the students. So they're kind of singing the goodbye song. Under a minute to go. Final home opener for Coach Porritt.
Handoff up the middle. Watson makes a man miss, still on his feet, and gets down to the 11.
That kid's a stud.
That's a gain of 29 yards on 2nd and 10. With 52 seconds, the clock will stop, but man, oh man, his numbers are starting to really chalk up and get gaudy.
Yep. Oak Park going to take a timeout right now. Greg Carter's going to play this game until the clock's at all zeros, try to get a score, get some momentum for his group until next week. Remember last year they were down to De La Salle in that semifinal game, came back and had that fumble in overtime. They nearly got to the state finals after starting 0-5. It was nuts last year.
They came all the way back. And again, it's hard to not win a game in the regular season, and then you run the table.
Yep.
And I call that De La Salle game, and Oak Park's going to be. This team's going to be good. And the coaches say the biggest improvement happens between week 1 and week 2. I know another cliche, but if you are Oak Park, you need to make that your best improvement week because you've got number 1 West Bloomfield coming in to your crib next Friday.
Yep. You got that number 1 receiver in the state. I know Donovan Edwards is gone. A few others are gone, but it's still a very, very good team.
New head coach.
Yep.
Coach Grice taking over for Coach Bellamy. Who
That's right.
Headed out to his alma mater.
Yeah, I was real surprised by that.
52 seconds left. Back to pass, end zone, shooting too tall. That's Salter at quarterback. Sailing it too high. St. Mary's 21-8 leaders. They won last year in opening week 1 at home against Wall Lake Western. We told you we'll have Wall Lake Western and Lakeland in week 3.
It's cooled off nicely, hasn't it, Chad? It was a crazy day of weather and storms and heat.
That lakefront wind just.
What lake?
There's a lake right there. Lake Orchard. Remember Bobby Ross?
No, that's right.
Lake Orchard.
That's what I teed you up and you took care of it.
You nailed it.
That was great.
It's a breeze that we felt all too often in baseball season. That lake breeze. My dad, Pat, shaking his head. Throw down to the goal line. Miller's in. Touchdown. Oak Park Knights. Bo Miller. The first of what will be many touchdowns this year for the skilled receiver for Greg Carter.
Well, Salter might have, both quarterbacks have not been great, but Salter on that drive, a nice rollout and little dump pass. And again, like we talked about before, Coach Carter not giving up. Still time left. He'll go for 2, and then, of course, try the onside kick again. Hopefully this time St. Mary's runs up and gets it.
You better believe that. Salter stays in at quarterback, led that nice drive. St. Mary's playing prevent, but Oak Park making some strides offensively in their run and pass game in that drive, wouldn't you say?
Oh, for sure.
St. Mary's brings some heat. Salter's pass, a wide open El Reno O'Neal, and it's 21-16 with 42 seconds left.
Well, here we go. Clock stopped, 42 seconds. They got a timeout left. This game is not over yet. We thought it was when Tommy Boss scooped and scored, but still time to go. Remember the last time they ran the onside kick from the 40 because of the penalty. They have very good field position now. Let's see what happens.
That's
kicking off deeper, of course.
I'm sorry, partner.
It's okay.
The drive recap, 8 plays, 74 yards. It took 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Bo Miller in the end zone with a touchdown reception. And O'Neal with a 2-point conversion attempt completed from Salter. 42 seconds left, 21-16, St. Mary's on top. Onside kick 2.0 coming up. What do you do differently if you're St. Mary's?
I mean, again, they don't really have a kicker. They use Charles Gillespie, the defensive back. It'll be at the 40 again. If he tries to do that little slow kick again, you go get it.
Yeah.
And you see they're kind of moving some players around.
Yeah, this is where Todd Bardis, a special teams coach, and George Port orchestrating the right guys up front.
Well, now they've got 5 guys on that first line, including Bochenek and Crockett.
Yeah, and Crockett's the big one.
But
That's the guy that they're expecting the ball to go to.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what they're doing here. Oh, George Port wants call time. Smart move. Set it up.
Yep.
Maybe get a couple more hands guys in there.
Yep.
I mean, we know it's coming. It looked like they were just going to pooch it again and try to wall off the defenders.
Yep.
If you're St. Mary's, you go in there, Chad, hands first. Don't slide and try to make the play, or else you're going to kick the football and it's anybody's ball. Go in there, head and hands first, and let the referees decide if somebody's going to be, smashed in the head or kicked. Because Oak Park's going to do whatever they can.
No doubt.
If they get a penalty, so what? But they can't touch the football. St. Mary's can until it goes 10 yards.
We will have a live rebroadcast on Woodward Sports Network, and that is starting here briefly at this game's conclusion. We appreciate you watching the live link here on the Prep, presented by Woodward Sports. My name's Chad Bush. He's Matt Derry. Travis Childress, your producer, along with our other producer, Alex Westfall, who comes back for his third session on the Prep.
What a great crew. Great crew.
Great crew. We're happy to have it. There's the onside kick, high in the air, ball's up and corralled by the guys in red. And with 42 seconds left, that should end the ball game. DC Temple, who else?
I mean, that's the one thing. If you're Oak Park, you tried something different and didn't squib, but when you kick it and it takes that bounce on this big, bouncy red turf, the 6'7" DC Temple is there. Basketball player with a rebound to go get it and ice this thing for George Port's team. That's what they needed, and that's what they got.
St. Mary's will take a knee, and the clock will run down.
Good win for the Eaglets tonight. Sloppy at times, first game jitters, but a new quarterback, kind of a new look. Oak Park will use their last time out and hope for some sort of miracle and a fumbled snap. George Port will tell us, guys, make sure you snap the football. No funny business, no fighting, no pushing. Just keep your hands up and block. Let's get out of here.
No doubt. On to Birmingham Groves next week for this broadcast crew. For week 2 of Friday Night Lights, we'll bring you the best coverage every week of Michigan high school sports from across the Metro Detroit area. Glad to have our top 25 preseason pull out this week. I'm sure Scott Bernstein's going to be busy adjusting that. I know he took some flack, and we took some flack for having
18 and 19. Was that what he had, these two teams?
I think so. That's right. Did not have Oak Park ranked, I don't think. Maybe he did. Yes, he did. You're right. Back to back, 18-19.
Yep.
And the snap is taken there, and the knee. But hey, look, Catholic Central lost yesterday. They were the number 2 team. They're going to move down.
Yep.
Maybe Chip moves up. A lot to look at for week 2, but week 1 is about to expire as St. Mary's is going to win this thing, and Coach Porrett's beginning of the end, and it starts pretty sweet. 21-16, Orchard Lake St. Mary's knocks off the Oak Park Knights. The season series is now tied at 1 apiece. The only other meeting was in 2013 with Oak Park winning, and this ball game is over. 21-16. We'll take a timeout. Matt Derry and I will recap everything from Oleski Field. Post-game show coming up, sponsored by Woodward Sports. We're back after this.
Uh-oh, Carmen's falling behind. Let's give her the hiss of shame.
Don't ride the bike of shame. Get tons of equipment and free fitness training. Join today for just $10 a month.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 300,000 participants here in Michigan who take part in high school sports.
Today I'm going to tell you about sportsmanship because it's important. Treat your opponents the way you would want to be treated. My mom says that. Listen to the referees. It's their job. Be nice to their team and our team. Cheer them on. Always play fair. It's the right thing to do. It's sportsmanship. It's not that hard.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.
(21-16), Orchard Lake St. Mary's wins our Week 1 Friday night clash. Matt Derry, Chad Bush with you. Your thoughts on the Week 1 Battle of the Clash here at Orchard Lake St. Mary's?
Well, first and foremost, it was great to be back with you, our crew, and everybody, the fans in the stands, outside, at least trying to get back to normalcy as best we can, Chad. And for the home crowd, treated to a pretty good football game. A little slow early for both offenses, but then St. Mary's picked it up. The run game was there. The key was the guys up front of the offensive line did a great job. And then the defense making a play. Late in the game, leading by 5, and getting that Tommy Boss scoop and score. That was the difference in the game.
And that's our play of the game, sponsored by Woodward Sports. The Tommy Boss 45-yard fumble return as we see it here. And Matt, it really happened at the perfect time for St. Mary's. Frank Janos dialed up the blitz. They brought pressure, and lo and behold, something came of it.
14-8, they get the onside kick. Does Oak Park, and you think, oh, my goodness, you got to be kidding me. And they're driving. And then put some pressure on that young quarterback. He fumbles the football, and Boss is there to scoop and score. It's nice when you have two-way guys like a running back playing linebacker. Great hands, picked it up, and the place went crazy.
21-16, St. Mary's wins this contest. We'll come back to Orchard Lake and wrap this thing up. The Eaglets over Oak Park as we get ready to head to Birmingham Groves. This is the Friday Night Clash.